Hello, friends.
Hello,
Hello,
internet.
Is there an internet?
Oh my
I believe
god.
there's an internet.
There's an internet.
Run.
Yeah, it's like the whole internet.
No.
Oh, the
Not just
And
whole
one?
and by
thing?
the whole
Sorry?
internet, it might just be us.
Awesome. Well, hello again, internet. As we're just referring to this stream, just the internet. And welcome back to the new programming. So tonight we are going to continue with our Grobis Woods story. As a yay!
Yay!
Um, as usual, we will do some shout outs. Again, I'm not as cool as Brian. We did not have him record anything yet, so sorry. But shout out to Foundry Virtual Tabletop for being our tabletop of choice. Really, really like the new 11.0 version that I finally updated to and took the plunge. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Um, Shout out to Fantasy Name Generator because brain freezes are hard as a DM, so thank you for existing.
Because your jerk players keep asking, what's his name?
Hey, where are we going? I don't know.
How many moons does it have?
No, that's just my world.
Yeah.
It was a legitimate question.
Gina sprung that one on me the other day.
It was a legitimate question.
The answer is one. It has
One.
one.
Mhm.
Also, shout out to Incarnate and the wonderful community there for the wonderful map making software and those that utilize it and allow others to make use of their creations. Honestly, that's the best part. Thank you very much. And Hero Forge. I almost forgot one. Hero Forge as well, even though I do not have the patience to dive in at a micro level, I also appreciate that other people do so that I can find really, really cool stuff. So thank you for existing. Did I forget anyone? I don't think so.
Talk about Extra Life.
God, why is that so soon?
Yeah, week and a half.
We're like a week and a half or 2 weeks out.
Yes, we are somehow very, very close to Extra Life, which is where we'll be raising money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, particularly since the core group is located in the Chicagoland area. That will be Ann and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital that our funds will go towards. But of course, that rolls up to the overall Extra Life goal. And Extra Life is a proud and really prominent sponsor of CMN. They're a fantastic set of hospitals. They don't charge for the care there. So at the very least, you're doing something very good as we're, going to stay awake for 25 plus hours and be stupid. So come watch us, donate. The wonderful thing is that each session will have their own customized perks this year because we're all doing our own custom game outside of standard D&D 5e. So the perks will be a little bit different each time, so it makes sense for each game system, and you can mess with the game, interfere with things by just donating a couple bucks each time, and you can make a DM at 3 a.m. not know what to do because they don't have brain power, and it's really fun to watch their brain freeze. Really fun.
And you can get a sneak peek of what those donation perks are going to be over on our Facebook page, which I think is in description or a pinned comment or something.
No, it should cycle through in the chat at some point, but it's Nerd House Tabletop. Just search it.
Yeah. All 5 of the sessions have been posted over the past week or so. And yeah, we've got a familiar problem. We have Dungeon Quest. We have the Borderlands
You mean Goblin
or
Quest?
Goblin Quest. What did I say?
Dungeon Quest.
Oh,
I mean, it sounds like a legit game.
it's questy. We have Goblin Quest. We have the Borderlands TTRPG Bunkers and Badasses. We have Dark Heresy, the Warhammer 40k RPG. That'll be a lot of fun. And then we are going to round out the stream with Star Imperia, the RPG that I've been noodling with and writing and designing myself. So
Quack,
that'll
quack.
be a lot of
Quack
fun.
quack.
It's okay. I hate all of you. And I refuse to explain that reference because it's better that way.
Don't worry, I'm sure one of us will at some point.
No, it's against the rules.
Yes. So
That
all
rule
of that.
zero?
I'm gonna write a rule into the book right now. Not allowed to explain the duck reference.
Yes, so all of that, duck references included, will be starting at 8 a.m. on Saturday, November 4th.
That is
Sorry,
next
8 a.m.
Saturday.
Central Time. Got to be specific there. Again, we're based in Chicago, so hence the Central Time. All right, so on that note, we'll go ahead and get started with tonight's session. As a brief recap, our, relatively bored group decided to answer the plea of a village at the edge of a forest. That forest has essentially been overtaken, overrun by some sort of monster or monsters. There's been a lot of disappearances and death, mostly determined by body parts, not even full bodies. And so the town is a little worried about that and would like to have that resolved, as one would expect. The group made their way to Rukla, which is the name of the town, in order to help investigate and, of course, collect the bounty if they are successful, where they went to the Raven Stag, the prominent bar and inn in the village. Met a couple of people there, primarily Franklin, the secretary of the count in this village, where he guided them over to be able to talk to the count himself, who explained pretty, pretty stoically, but very, passionately that, the town needs assistance because they are a hunting and trapping town. And if they can't go into their woods, they're worried about their future and what they do economically. He has put them up in lodgings in the inn, all expenses paid as part of the compensation package, so to speak. And so our group ventured in, since they had a few hours of daylight left, they ventured into the woods to see what they could find for now and came across some odd looking plants munching on toes and hands and feet. And after a little bit of a skirmish there, as the plants did not enjoy being disturbed as they were eating, the team managed to vanquish most of them. One did scurry off, realizing that, he could probably find some better food somewhere else. And you guys are left around a fire pit looking at these ripped apart flowers with blood and leaves and body parts just kind of laying in small piles at your feet.
Lovely.
Now
Is this
what?
fire pit out? Or is it
Uh,
like
the fire is out. You could, if you want to give me like an investigation check to see how long you think it's been since it was used.
yeah, I wanna because we know that there was someone who went in fairly recently and who hasn't come out yet.
Mhm.
Dice. What are we doing? We're doing an investigation. 14.
You head over to the fire and you can see, you think it was probably last used in the last day.
Mm.
Maybe even that morning, as in
Mm.
like the fire had been put out after being, maybe up overnight for some light overnight,
Okay.
and then, doused in the morning. So within the last day.
Okay. Well, I guess that's semi promising.
Can I make a survival check to just search the nearby area looking for tracks or signs of people or particular animals, that sort of thing?
Go for it.
Bring back any parts you find. I'm just saying, it'd be good to
Uh,
know how many bodies we have. So if you have 4 left feet,
oh, it is worth
Sure.
noting that Big Stick calms down a little bit and is now regular size stick.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Um, but that is a Miss Jackson for survival.
Okay. How far away from everything do you venture? Are you just sticking right around where everyone is? 50
Um,
yards away? Like how far?
if I definitely want to maintain an eye line with the rest of the group, probably no more than like 50 feet. Unless I, noticed something that takes me a little farther away. If that is the case, I'll shout it out to the rest of the group
Okay.
so that I'm not just wandering into the woods by my lonesome.
With your Miss Jackson, and in case anyone watching does not know, that is a dirty 20. Just I feel like we have to clarify that every few episodes just to make sure people understand. Um, you start walking. You came from the southwest. Um, so you start going in the opposite direction, following after where the other corpse flower went to start. You notice a slight fork in the road, but with your Miss Jackson, you're able to tell that you start seeing footprints. And so you start going a little bit more towards the eastern path versus the northern path where it splits
Okay.
off. You do notice those footprints are humanoid. Um, look like they were made with some sort of probably outdoor hiking boot type of shoe. So it doesn't seem out of place, within what you would see in this area.
Okay.
It looks like they were probably made within the last day. Again, humanoid, bipedal. They don't have extra legs that you can tell. Um,
But it definitely boot print, not footprint.
Definitely boot print. Yes.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And those tracks go deeper into the forest.
It looks like since you're the 30/20, it looks like they go deeper into the forest, but also cut back
Okay.
and head back
Um,
towards the fire pit that you guys have there.
oh, so they went like out and then came back.
That's what it looks like. Yes.
Okay. Um, I will venture out to where they turn around. And I would like to make like a pointed investigation in this area and maybe 20 feet radius around it.
You start to do that. You are going to go beyond the 50 feet or so that you wanted to be from the group.
Okay. Do I still have an eye line?
Because of the way the road is going or the trail is going to bend, you hit a point where you're like, I'm probably like a good 55, almost 60 feet away, and you're going to start losing eyesight if you go any further in
Okay.
and keep tracking.
I'll shout out to the group. Hey, I think I might have found something.
Yeah. How far? Where?
Over this way. Boot prints.
I will cast dancing lights.
Mm.
Them a little low, and then follow stick.
Yep.
All
Boot.
right.
Just prints, no boots.
Just
Do we have
prints.
a
If I
do
may.
we have a leg? Do we have a leg still?
All right. What do you mean, like from amongst the
From amongst
leftovers?
the leftovers, are there any booted feet?
Give me an investigation check so you can see,
Yeah.
what's going on with the
I mean, I'm
meal.
just saying, we can match up a foot to a thing. 15.
With the 15,
Yes.
you do see a foot.
Mm.
You assume that it was the foot that Talia had
Mm.
originally seen and went to go touch. It is missing about 3/4 of its big toe from where you sliced at it. But you do find that part of it. If you want to really get a sense for the size of the foot, you would be able to still do that.
I'll just bring the foot with me.
Do you also bring the part of the big toe?
Just in case.
Okay, just curious.
I mean,
For reasons,
it, it seems important.
Well, that seems important.
I don't like whatever reasons.
I feel it. I mean, if you want to.
I mean, the reason was just the look on your face. That's all. That was the reason.
I'm just saying. It'd be
Mission accomplished.
It'd be good to know if, he's or she, if they are back there in a pile or ran off somewhere else.
Well, footprints, are we going to follow them or no?
Are you at least heading up to where Stick
To where
is
Stick
for
is.
now?
Yes. Yeah. We'll
Okay.
regroup with stick.
Okay. So you
I
guys
might be able to
head
do a thing
before you leave, or do you want to do it over there?
once I get to Stick.
Okay. You guys head over to Stick again. It's about 55-ish feet away from where the campsite was. And because he pointed them out, you can clearly see the boot prints. And you get to a point where, again, it's about to bend a little bit deeper into a different direction in the forest. And you still see those boot prints. Again, there's a set going deeper in, and you think you see a set that is doubling back towards the fire.
Watch my back for me. She'll take a seat on the ground and manifest her echo again. And then I would like to use Echo Avatar, in which I can transfer my consciousness into the echo and see through its eyes and hear through its ears. But I'm deafened and blinded. So I can sustain it for 10 minutes and I can send it up to 1,000 feet away from me.
Okay.
So I'll have my echo follow the boot prints that go deeper into the forest.
Okay.
And whatever check you want me to make for that.
Sure. You have it follow it deeper into the forest. Does it have any, I guess, its sight is based upon your sight, I assume?
Yes. I do not have dark vision. I usually probably rely on my sword. And Sam whispers dancing lights, so which I don't, if an echo is an exact replica of me, does it have the same sword that I have?
I don't think it would have the glowingness of your sword.
I can send a
Yeah.
dancing light with it.
Can it go up to as far? Like, at what point would it stop? I guess. What's the distance? I can't remember of dancing lights.
So I can cast it in a range of 120 feet.
Okay.
But then you can move the lights up to 60 feet to a new spot within range. So, I can keep it within 100.
Okay. Just want to know the range.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So yeah.
I'll kind of string those lights because they have to be within 20 feet of each other. So I'll just kind of start stringing them along behind the echo.
And like while she's sitting down while she's got her consciousness transferred, probably looks like she's meditating, but like if she were to open her eyes, I would assume that she's like blank because her vision and hearing is in the echo. So whatever can be heard and seen is, yeah.
You send your echo forward, and the lights help lead the path a little bit brighter for it. You get probably about 100 feet away, and you see the point where the footsteps circled back. Um, Give me an investigation check from there.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 16, so that would be a 15.
So that's a good number. Because you were told to look for the tracks, I didn't make you roll for that one. Like, you knew what to look
Sure.
for. But once you're trying to figure out what happened there, you can distinctly see that where the tracks seem to turn around, to its left, um, it looks like the plants and like the bushes and shrubs that are there have been disturbed in some way. You're not quite sure by what, but it does look like there's been activity kind of going right there at that particular point.
So, can I go more towards where the bushes have been disturbed to see if I can pick up on any signs on what may have disturbed them, or if there's anything else there that may give us some clue as to who, what, where?
Um, you step towards off the path, and you kind of start stepping into the forest itself, off, away from the safe part, as if any part of this forest is safe at this particular moment. Um, and go ahead and give me another investigation check.
Okay. Oh God, I just threw that dice off my desk. Hold on. You can see what it landed on. That's another 16 on a totally different dice, so 15 again.
All right. You step maybe about 10, 12 feet in, and you see what looks like an animal trap. Not activated or anything, but
Okay.
there's some sort of a trap that was set there. And again, you see the same boot prints going over there and then coming out.
We'll go back to actually like to grab any stick that I see nearby. So I think the echo can.
Like,
It's a clone of me. I think it can.
If you grab me, I will mess you up.
Wooden stick, not bunny stick. And set off the trap.
Okay. You pick up a stick, set off the trap. Um, it looks like, from what you can tell, it looks like a standard like small game trap,
Okay.
that you've set off. You hear obviously the sound of it going off. You see the like the string where it would have pulled some of the leaves off of the bottom of the bush, but other than that, nothing else really happens.
She'll leave it, but then she's gonna go back and follow the boot prints back to the main road where she was, I guess. The main path. And just try to examine if they go off in another direction, like if maybe there's more than one trap set, or if they just double back to the fire.
Okay, go ahead and give me another investigation check. You roll the same thing again.
Nope, I rolled a natural 1, so 0.
Oh no.
far as you can tell, yeah, person came over here, set their trap, and came back. Legit.
Seems legit. Seems
Yeah.
legit.
Mhm.
In that case, she'll just have the echo come back because, like, seems fine. She'll have the echo come back, and I'm not exactly sure if I can. I think I can dismiss it. So she'll, once the echo comes back to the group, because like she saw fuck all on that last one, she got distracted by like a moth.
Just fucking follows them all.
Just like, oh. She'll dismiss it, and then like have her conscience return to herself, and she's like, well, there was an animal trap. I set it off so that it can't, trap any of your cousins or anything, Stick. But that's all I saw. Led to a big game trap.
Sweet of you.
Yeah, sometimes
Is
I
it?
do.
And I'm sorry, what kind of trap was it?
Game.
It's one of those that, like, I imagine one of the like clamp ones with the teeth,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Just like a regular run-of-the-mill hunting trap?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got this foot.
Congratulations.
Looks like it could use some TLC.
Yeah, you can definitely see
Looks like it could
where
use the
there's
rest of its leg.
not that. But as you like hold up the foot for everyone
Mm-hmm.
to investigate or to look at, they can see the part that you of the toe that you kind of just like mushed back in, and a little bit of the dried blood is like holding it together. But if you wiggle it too hard, that'll fall off
Yeah.
for sure.
No, you won't be gentle with this.
Yeah. And then you can see like where there's a leaf sticking out of like the ankle portion where it, like the plant was like getting in to start really eating away at it.
Yeah. I mean, he said
You got a string you could like tie the toe on.
I have rope, but I feel like that's a little overkill. I was thinking more like take the foot and put the foot in the boot print.
Little bit.
Do you have a boot?
No. But at least you could see if the foot is reasonably sized to fit in the print.
All right.
I mean, there's a big difference between, you when you're real big and the rest of us. So
Fair point.
gently kind of take the foot and try to keep the toe on. It's like,
I want you to know how much I am resisting the urge to just snatch the foot from you.
Just picture him being like, gimme.
You set the foot down in the boot print, and you're reasonably certain that it's the same, at least that would be the size boot that this foot would wear. You know?
It's not grossly like larger or smaller.
Yep, not grossly larger or smaller. It's Goldilocks. It's just right.
Gotcha.
So they set up camp and some traps and got ambushed?
Funny. See what you did there.
I get it now.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
It takes Stick a while.
Sam did not do that on purpose.
I love that everyone just assumed, we all assumed, we were like, oh, that's good. That's good stuff.
That's
Yeah.
good, yeah.
I mean, he went out. He went out. You said you saw footprints go over to the trap, right? And then turned back and seems to have been maybe heading back to his camp.
Seems like it.
When you saw when you were looking at the prints, Stick, where did it look like he was like running?
Whose print Stick?
Prince Stick.
There's a comma there. You just got to listen for it.
Oh, is that one of them Oxford commas?
Who's in Oxford?
It's down the road.
This character dumped intelligence, okay?
It's like
it's
the next fiefdom over.
It doesn't seem
now I gotta
like
name a place Oxford. I'll think of something. Some place has to be named Oxford now.
But But it does not seem like the prints were like running. The the gait is, like normal walking gait.
Give me a insight. Does it make sense?
Survival?
Yeah, give me another survival.
20 something.
Okay. You get the question, look down again, and kind of pace it out, and you're like, no, the stride doesn't seem to change in any way, shape, or form. It looks like it's pretty standard.
Yeah, they were walking.
Yeah, so ambush.
Okay. Well,
Did we want to check the fire area and see if they left anything else? I mean, bag.
yeah, I'll investigate the campsite area, see if there's any belongings or anything other than the fire and body parts.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Not really good at that.
Somebody can help you if they would like to. They go back with you.
I'll go back with you. I can assist. Your investigation is for sure better than mine.
Oh, that didn't help. 13.
Okay. You head back to the campsite. You see, as you saw before, the place where the fire was set up.
Mm-hmm.
You look around. You don't see a bag or anything that was left there. You like kind of pick one of the dead corpse flowers a little bit, and it is rank. These things dying does not immediately dissipate the disgusting smell of rotting flesh that is just embedded into their very flower pores. So it's rank over here.
Cool.
But as you pick one and you wonder if now your boot's gonna forever smell like that,
Yeah.
it's leather. It's gonna absorb the scent, right?
Hmm.
Towards the here, let me gesture kind of towards the like where the person's back would be if they were come on, ping for me. There we go. Like if they were sitting and looking at the road.
Sure.
You look a little bit closer as you move that flower out of the way, and you notice what looks like a blood trail leading further into the woods.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Blood. I'll send a message to Misty May
Mm.
to come back.
And I'll relay to Stick that I think they found something else.
Good. This was starting to seem like a dead end.
Can I take another couple dancing lights and pepper them, like push them into whatever like foliage and whatever, and just kind of try and see if like from here-ish if I can continue to see the blood trail and where it
Sure.
might go, or what direction
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that if you want to give me a. I'll let you do perception or investigation from there because you don't really need to investigate it at this point. You know it's there.
I
You're
know
just
they're just looking
looking.
for perception. I mean, not if I roll that. Come on, 15.
Oh, that's not
I
bad.
mean, I get a plus 10.
That's like
I
the
rolled
number
a
of the
5.
night.
Oh, okay. I understand that.
I get a plus 10.
When your stats doing all the work, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
You push your dancing lights into the forest so you can see what's going on, keeping them kind of low so you can see what's happening. And you push them. You kind of do what you were doing before, and you kind of make that chain of that
Mhm.
daisy chain to see how far it goes. And you daisy chain them as far as you can, and you can. It looks like the blood stain, with a body was being dragged, and so it goes the entire length of what you're able to see with that chain of dancing lights.
Cool, 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 cool. I will point in that direction, like point at the lights. Looks like somebody was dragged off into the forest. They were probably ambushed here, and whoever wasn't an immediate meal, or something bigger than the corpse flowers, decided to attack, left,
They got the bits.
and these
Yeah,
things are just scavengers.
Can I roll something that would like allow me to figure out like what we might know about corpse flowers? Are they likely to ambush a group like that without being provoked? Like, can we figure out if maybe these folks provoked them and that's how they got eaten, or are the flowers like I guess I don't want to say sentient enough to like be kind of like,
Predators?
stalkers.
Mm.
Yeah. Stalkers. um but like to try to actually attack people.
Sure. Yeah. Give me a nature check.
I clearly need a pun counter on the stream.
Yeah.
$1 for every pun. You said nature?
Mm-hmm.
We need to start like a swear jar, a pun
Yeah,
jar.
pun
My
jar.
nature is as shit as my investigation.
Again, you
Two.
have friends. They're allowed to help you if they also want to help you.
Well, I think she doesn't know shit. I rolled like a 2. What do we know about these corpse flowers? Do they are they those hunting plants? As Misty May might say?
I don't like the idea of plants that hunt.
Are they the hunting kind?
And then-
But Misty
Yeah.
May's probably like, that's very common in the Feywild, so
I mean, to her, she's like, I mean, there are plants that do hunt. Yeah.
She's like, darling, let me tell you about my hunting garden.
no,
And what?
that defeats the
Got
purpose of a
over-
garden if they're hunting.
We call them a preserve.
so much.
Can I
Oh.
make what would that be? Like a nature check?
Yeah, go ahead and make a nature check.
Uh, 13.
Okay. You know that you've heard of these things before. You've never encountered them before, but from what you know, they're more opportunistic. They will attack if provoked. It's a defense mechanism.
I mean, we know that.
Yeah. Uh, but for the most part, they are scavengers who will see an opportunity and go ahead and almost bloom because of the fact that there is an opportunity for a lot of food. They don't generally exist in a place where there isn't going to be a food source.
Okay. So yeah, I explained that these corpse flowers were likely the result of the aftermath, and probably not the main threat. So wherever that trail goes, that's probably where we need to go.
So you think somebody planted them? Is that what we're getting at?
Or they just happened upon it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they follow the smell of blood.
Mm.
Showed
I
up,
just
decided
think-
to eat the leftovers.
Yeah, I mean
Found a meal.
they're the plant version of a carrion bird.
Plant vultures.
Circle of life.
I hate it.
I know.
Elton John starts playing in the background.
Yep.
We don't want to get the stream shut down, guys.
Oh, and
Yeah,
that's
no.
Disney. They'll
No.
super shut us down.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope, no
I just
lawsuits.
said Elton John.
So
That was
it's
enough.
fine.
Refer to
The
which
reference was
song.
enough.
The reference is enough.
The
Not the
mouse's ears
mouse.
perked up.
So the blood
House
trail
of
you
Mouse is
saw, it
brutal.
keeps going and going and going, right? You said it just kind
Yeah.
of goes off as
Yeah.
far as
As
you
far
can.
as I can go, which is about 120 feet. So
Is there anything else with it? Like, I don't know, whatever was dragging it? Or it's just blood?
just blood, right?
If you want to do an investigation check to see better, before you were just trying to see how far
Sorry,
it went.
'cause
You were just perceiving. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do an investigation check. Sure.
I can aid.
Okay. Yeah, we're not very high intelligence based party.
Maybe that's why we're here.
But
Maybe that's
no.
why we were first.
Yeah.
All the smarter adventurers passed on this opportunity.
They all knew what it was, and we're like,
A pair of threes. Or 5.
Okay. You take another look and you're pretty sure you can see at least drag marks, which makes sense.
Yeah.
You glance again and you're like, that might be a fingernail that's like stuck in the dirt.
Yeah.
But that's all you can tell.
It's dark. I don't have dark vision. The lights suddenly go out. Because they only dancing lights only last a
Yeah.
minute. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I'll take my sword out. It gives us at
Yeah.
least like 30 feet of light.
Yeah,
15
it's not.
bright, 15 dim.
At this point, it is starting to get. It is sunset. You guys have been in here long enough. Like the sun is starting to set, and it was already very thick in here, so the light was dim, just being in the forest itself.
Mhm.
And so you are losing what little natural light you had. So that sword definitely assists.
Well, we should just keep going. We don't want to lose this trail, right?
Right.
Sure.
We keep moving with what little light we have. We clearly have found some sort of clues.
Yeah. I use Quartz sword to light a torch.
It's not actually on fire though. It's a moon touch sword.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a fire sword. I light a torch.
Wrong character.
In a slightly
blood hunter.
less cool way.
Sorry.
I mean, we could maybe follow the trail at least to the point where you saw it end, and if it starts to start thinking maybe it'll be better to track it in the morning, we could mark where we were.
It's true. Mark where we were, or
We could just hang the foot from one of the trees.
It'll probably be eaten by something.
Yeah.
You do
It's not
know
gonna
one
last very
corpse
long.
flower did run away.
Yeah,
so
it's gone.
there's at least one left.
I mean, we could leave it for a snack, I suppose.
we do have a tiny hut.
Oh,
We could stay out here.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you have beer in your tiny hut?
No, it does not. That's not the spell I took. I should have taken the other spell that does allow me to do things like that. The tower. The tower would have allowed us to have beer.
I mean, do you have beer in your bag?
No, I drank it.
Well, then we
Yeah,
can-
I drank all mine.
Alright, so venture as far as we can until it gets too dark and then figure it out from there.
Yeah.
I am picking up that southern accent. It's
Sounds
driving
like-
me fucking nuts because I can hear it.
It rubs off.
Damn it.
It really does.
I know.
Yeah, we can always report back to the Count and Frederick in the morning after we find whatever it
What
is
his
we
name?
find.
It begins with F. It's the same thing to her.
Frankie.
Nope.
That's definitely his name.
Nope. Well, not it either.
Closer.
Last name Jonas.
Yeah, I have my torch lit and I lead the way into the woods.
Into the
Okay.
woods.
I
Nope.
hippity hop
Also
my
going
happy
to get us
ass.
sued, Court.
Sorry. Sorry.
You-
That's Sondheim.
I've got a
No.
perpetual
Yeah.
Stop
soundtrack.
getting us sued.
I'm sorry.
So we
I've
need
just got
a
a perpetual
pun counter.
soundtrack in my head.
So we
Pun
need a
count.
pun counter
And
and
a
a
cup.
like musical / Disney counter.
Yeah. Copyright infringement counter.
Yes, yes.
Maybe you just need like a bleeper.
Yeah.
I can do that. That I can do.
Trying to bleep us, that would be too difficult.
Oh god, I need like a 5-minute delay.
Yeah,
The whole stream would
we
be-
wouldn't be, we just wouldn't be able to.
It would sound like
watch
Morse
again.
code.
Yeah.
Well,
Somebody
do
would
you
show
know
up your
we're
door
actually-
and be like, "Ma'am, you are passing secrets here."
It's-
You're like, "No, I was just bleeping out my dumbass
friends.
friends."
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay. You guys head into the forest following the blood trail. As you guys step off the path and start walking through the thick of the trees, does someone want to do? Are you guys just following the trail? Are you investigating as you go? It is going to be difficult terrain because the forest is very thick over here.
I think feel like investigating a little bit just to see
Yeah.
we know that there's blood, we know there's drag marks. Now that we're getting into it, looking for, footprints or hoof prints or bird prints, feathers.
Keeping your options open. It's
I
fair.
couldn't remember the name for bird legs, so
I don't think I know them. Yeah. So can't correct you.
Was?
What?
yeah, I think I was going for that, but I didn't
Oh,
get
okay.
there. I didn't get there. I just got to bird prints.
Like the
There
bird
was something
walkers.
special. I thought you were going scientific, and I was like, I don't know what the scientific name for bird feet is either. I don't know.
No,
I think they're called feet.
yeah.
Um,
Toes.
so
But
whoever's
yeah,
going
looking for that, like
Um,
something that might indicate, at the very least, something about whatever was doing the dragon.
Sure, go ahead and give
Yeah.
me that check. Whoever wants
Yeah.
to, or Dustin, if there's something else you wanted to do.
No, I was gonna do the same thing. So,
Go ahead.
Tina, what's your perception? Perhaps
Perception
I
or
can
investigation?
Investigation.
investigation.
Plus, what's my investigation? +4.
Okay, I will
There you go.
aid you.
Okay. Still not great. You're done for the night. You have rolled the same number every time. So that is 16.
Okay. As you step in, and
Mhm.
you're sticking close to Talia, so you can get maximum light and really be able to see what's going on down there. And as you look and see, you do see the same drag marks that Whisper mentioned. You do actually see that fingernail and what looks like a very definite like clawing back as they were trying to just scramble and not be pulled. So Whisper was indeed correct in that regard. Good job. But as you look past those drag marks, oh, I'm sorry, now I have to ask, what are you doing at the fingernail?
Well,
Don't.
You want me to pick it up?
What?
It looked like you were gonna pop it in your mouth. I don't know why. Like that
not
was the
gonna
initial
eat it.
thought I had. Was like, don't do that.
Don't eat it.
Honey, do you
I
know
feel-
how fingernails can be used?
I feel like
The
that's
way
a
the gag
common
feeling is
thing that
just in
Whisper
my
has to
throat.
say.
No, I mean
I'll
like you
eat
can use
that.
them to listen to people and stuff.
Ah. All right. Well, that you can keep then.
Well, I mean, it's not like I can use this to listen to people. Somebody else, however, could use it
Got it.
or watch.
Okay.
It's kind of creepy.
Yes.
So maybe we just want to get rid of that. She's gonna take that and do I have something that can destroy a fingernail? I don't know. Oh God, she's gonna take it, put it back down, and Eldritch blast it.
Okay.
Because that's what I have.
Not gonna make you roll for fingernail damage.
Like, she's gonna go blast it on the ground. Like, it might
Yep.
be overkill, but hey.
Yeah, and you make a tiny little crater.
Yep.
And as you do that, you realize that crater is inside of a larger, what looks like hoof print.
Oh.
Oh no.
And
Oh, that's
you look at the size of it, and you almost didn't realize it at first.
yeah, that was like a
because
pillar.
the perspective, because you didn't realize the perspective of it. You're looking at it, and it looks like the size of Stick's feet
Yeah.
when he gets angry.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I already have really big rabbit feet.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
As I say about really big rabbit feet.
Really big rabbit.
Really big rabbit ears.
Large pot of stew.
Oh my god. Oh
How
my
many? I
It
assume
said
you
it's
alert all of us.
god. Oh yeah. As soon as she kind of looks at it and is like, "Oh, that is." Well, yeah. That's why we never saw the footprint. We were looking for an actual. Guys.
Come over and look at it. How many? Just the
This is-
one? 4? 2?
Give me an investigation check.
And how wide are we talking across? Like
It is.
roughly.
What was your roll again?
16.
Okay, you would say it would be a large-sized creature's foot.
Okay. So
Yeah, so not Stick when he's angry, and then Whisper goes,
Yeah.
"Let's turn this up a notch."
yeah,
Just Stick when he's angry.
normal angry,
Just
not enhanced
regular
angry.
angry.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that was a 10.
Okay. You see multiple footprints. You think, because it's following the trail of where like the blood is leading. Your best guess is like probably 2 legs.
Right.
Yeah.
2-legged with
Hmm.
hooves. Okay. 2-legged with hooves. 2 legs with hooves. I'm gonna rack my brain for things that stand on 2 hoofed feet
That are real big.
that are big. Yeah.
Are the 2 prints like close enough together that one of us might be able to step between them? Or if I'm standing in one of the hoof prints, do I have to leap into the other one?
If at your current size, you're gonna have to give it a little bit of go to really have for that stride to be comfortable. You imagine that if you were large size, it would be a fairly comfortable gait for you.
Okay. I just stand in the one footprint, looking at the other one, and just say, mostly to myself, but out loud, this is gonna be awesome.
All right. Are we going to continue following this thing, or...
Yeah, at this point the sun's set. So it's just a matter of, do you guys want to keep going through the dark forest a little further, set up the hut, go back for beer? Lots of options.
What do you all think? Rhodes, can I roll a medicine check to see, like, okay, so we're following a blood trail. Does it look like a mild head wound? Somebody is bleeding out? Like,
Yeah, someone's missing their leg.
yeah, I mean, yeah, clearly,
Yeah.
like, somebody's missing a leg, but, like, is it possible that whoever got dragged out might still be alive, and if we dawdle, that's a problem, or like, is it? They're probably
Sure. Go ahead and give me that medicine check. We'll say.
okay.
Or is there enough blood that there were actually 2 people?
That one.
Okay.
We're rolling really great
Um,
today, guys.
You look and you're like, I don't know. It's not a good amount of blood. Does it make you feel comfy?
I mean, we can keep going.
Just I would like a warm bed.
Mm-hmm.
Seems silly to go all the way back to town, stay the night, and come all the way back out here. Now, the dark isn't really helping much, though. Leave that all up to you.
I'm not certain we'll be able to pick the trail back up if we leave and come back tomorrow. So like I'm good stopping, but it's gonna be a make camp type of situation.
Fine with that.
Make camp now here or make camp further away?
Another hour and make camp.
Yeah.
That works.
Or
At
over
least
the next
until
hour,
we-
at least find a good place to
Better
make
place.
camp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
Okay. Go ahead and give me survival checks as you guys try to find a good spot and push your way through the forest.
I am just going to use my clockwork amulet to take a 10. So
Okay.
16.
Okay.
12.
14.
Okay. Um, you guys push your way through the dense woods. Talia is a little grumpy because staying out here means no beer.
Mm.
And while grumpy is not necessarily paying attention, but thankfully everybody else has been paying a little bit more attention and is able to kind of stop Talia before she steps into what would have been another small game trap.
Mm.
Good.
If there's fireflies, she's real distracted by them.
There are no fireflies. You've not seen any, unfortunately. Sorry. But you do still have your foot safe and sound, which I think is also important.
Yes.
But after about 45 minutes or so, you come to a place that it's a little bit more clear. It's not a full clearing, but it's not quite as thick in the woods there, so you could reasonably set up camp if you guys want to stop now. Good enough spot.
Right. I
Sounds good.
will ritual cast Tiny Hut. And designate, obviously, the other 3. Takes about 11 minutes. Then I will keep it kind of camouflaged. The outside to match the... I know we're in a clearing, but like what forest is around.
Sure. Camo tent. Makes
Camo
sense.
tent.
Solid.
All right. You guys go ahead and cast that. Presume you're gonna break bread, have something, some of your rations, blah blah blah. I assume before
Yeah.
you guys head. Is there anything you guys want to do, look at, etc., before you head to bed?
I think Talia would probably just kind of scout around a little bit, keep watch, and before she goes to bed, just to make sure that there's nothing that's going to sneak up on them.
Oh yeah, definitely watches.
Mhm.
But yeah, otherwise nothing in particular. At least not for me.
Yeah,
Oh.
same.
Other than me.
All right. Are you guys going to pair up for watches or one each and then you guys get a longer stretch of sleep?
I think one each. We're in the
I
dome.
think
Yeah.
one each.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the dome. We don't necessarily have to pair up.
Okay. All right. Then you
I'll
guys settle down. Who wants to go
I'll
first?
take first watch.
Okay.
Then she can take off her armor to sleep.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't mind going in the middle because I don't wear armor.
And by this point, everyone's lost their temp hit. So if you didn't already go through those,
Oh, I lost those during the fight.
All right.
Um,
Thalia, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Natural 20.
nice.
22.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. You hunker down and you're prepared for, you guys have camped in the woods before, done watches, blah, blah, blah. You know what to expect. And what sticks out to you the most is how quiet it is. You would normally hear some nocturnal creatures, an owl hoot in the distance, something like that. It's almost it feels like you're in a void or a vacuum. And other than maybe the occasional breeze moving the leaves, nothing out there.
She kind of shudders a little bit because that kind of quiet that is so unnatural is doesn't induce calm. But she'll keep an extra eye out, I think, during her however many hours she's on watch for. Just because the quiet is pretty deafening, and I think she is probably like scrutinizing the silence for like any even slight sound she might hear.
Again, you had a natural 20. You don't hear anything other than, again, that occasional breeze. But no crickets chirping, nothing like that. It's, as you said, eerie. Yeah. But your watch passes without any incident.
And I'll take my armor off and nudge whoever's next.
Who do you nudge? You guys didn't declare, so you get to
We
pick.
didn't.
Justin's one, Sam's two, Tina's three. That's a one, so I nudge Stick.
Okay.
All right. Stick takes up watch. Go ahead and give me your investigate or perception check.
And before I go, I just tell him how unnaturally quiet it's been.
Okay. But you didn't see anything?
Nothing, just no sounds, not even an owl.
I imagine that just means that there's a predator of some kind nearby.
Or gaggle of predator bushes.
I mean, or that. I get an 18 for my perception.
Okay. You set up and start looking around, and you pick up on that weird quiet as well. And yeah, it's a little creepy. And your assumption, you feel pretty sound in, like, it's only this quiet when there's something bigger out there that everything has moved away from. So yeah, it doesn't necessarily. Actually, you know what? Stick's probably real excited about that prospect. I'm going to assume so. He's not worried or creeped out like Talia was. He's probably almost excited.
I am going to try and find either like I'm gonna try and see if there's like a rock inside the dome. Maybe baseball size.
Sure.
And I am going to throw the rock at a tree, maybe, maybe close to the edge of whatever light we have going.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll a check to throw. Just throw it.
Yeah, I throw a rock, hopefully hitting a tree some 30, 40 feet away, maybe.
Yeah. You throw the rock, it hits the tree. You hear the sound of it hitting the tree. You see the vibration.
Hmm.
You know, where it does that. You don't hear like or see, you don't hear an animal move, you don't see an animal move. Like no owl that's leaving the tree or anything like that
Hmm.
because you've disturbed it. Um, but that's it. After that sound of the rock hitting the tree, it just goes back to being quiet.
Okay. I spend the next couple of minutes, like pointedly looking in that direction to see if like some big thing comes to investigate.
Sure. Go ahead and give me another perception check then.
11.
Okay. You look very pointedly in that direction. You know, as you have essentially told whatever you think is a giant predator, hey, we're here. See if it wants to know that you're there.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Good luck explaining that one to your friends when they wake up.
It's stick. Shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. You look in that direction, and for a second, you think you might see, like, the reflection of lights off of some animal's eyes. But you blink, and then you're wondering, did I just want to see that? Because you're not quite certain.
Okay. Um, yeah, after another 2 or so hours, I will I will nudge Whisper.
Okay. All right. Whisper, it's your turn. Go ahead and give me that perception check.
I do explain, the eerie quiet. It's probably a predator out there of some kind. I just don't know what it is.
Alright. Keep an eye out. Oh, digits are killing me. 16.
Okay. Um, you also pick up on that creepy quiet. And you just kind of sitting there, hearing the awkward nothingness. And probably about an hour in, you think you hear what sounds like a nail scratching along bark. And it stands out to you because it was the first thing you've heard in
Yeah.
hours.
Do I know which direction that came from?
Yeah, you just it would be coming from probably like, yes, I have to never eat soggy waffles. Southwest-ish. And I'm like,
Okay. But nothing. Well, I mean, to be fair, no dark vision, so probably nothing beyond the dome. I can't really see much beyond the dome as it is.
you think you hear that a little bit southwest. That's about it.
Okay. I can't leave, so Whisper's gonna stay put.
I mean, you
And
could leave.
yeah, and then the dome would die, and then that'd be real bad. No, he will stay put and resist the urge to play anything for sake of missing any new noises, and just sit out the rest of his watch.
Okay. You sit very quietly, patiently, and listen. And maybe every 10 to 15 minutes for the rest of your watch, you can hear maybe a broken stick. And then nails on the bark again. You don't always hear it in the same spot, though.
Okay.
You don't ever see anything, though. Just hear that from different directions around you.
Sure. Cool. Yeah. Could like send out to scout. No,
Wake me up, I could send out my echo again.
no, I'll let it sit. We're safe for another couple hours, so at the end of the watch, I'll wake up Misty May, and it was quiet until about 2 hours ago. Something's out there. It's waiting for us.
Like,
Yeah. You can wake us up, maybe. He'll try and like do the math and how long it's been.
mm.
30 minutes before. How long does it take Talia to get into armor? I would know that, right?
Yeah.
What kind of armor
I
she
don't
wear?
actually remember what the time is. Yeah. What
Oh,
do
I'm
you wear?
wearing mithril plate.
But it's mithril, so that's a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So however long, he'll tell Misty May, however long it takes Talia to get in her armor, give us that plus 10 minutes. And he'll try and get
this thing can keep out.
keeps out everything, so don't leave.
I'm not gonna wander.
You're gonna wander down yonder.
Can't see in. Can see the camouflage, so if it knows the area.
Can it hear?
That's a very good question. I think it can. Probably should have cast silence while we were in here, but
She's immediately like looks outside, expecting to see a big pair of eyes.
Spell. Yep, probably can hear us. So, be aware.
Alright.
We'll try and get what sleep he can.
Will do. You go sleep.
All right. Misty May, if you give me a
Yeah.
perception check.
Oh, and he'll bardic inspiration her before he goes to bed.
Oh, okay. That's
This is
so
why the
much.
fuck not.
You're D10, right?
Yes. D10.
Yeah, you're 10. Now you that okay. 21. 26.
Jesus. Okay. You get that warning, look
Mhm.
around, thinking you're gonna see eyes, and you don't see any eyes. And probably about 25 minutes later, right when you can see that Whisper's breath has gotten real even, managed to fall back asleep and get comfortable, you hear what sounds like a branch being stepped on in the distance.
Mm-hmm. Ah. Which, like, is it on like the other side, basically, like kind of where
You
Whisper said like it's kind of where they heard it first, and then it was moving, whatever.
you oh yeah, you rolled like amazing. It is at this point pretty much exactly due north.
Okay. Ah. She will sit and listen, in particular for if it repeats either the snap of a twig or that kind of scratching awful sound,
Mm-hmm.
um to try and track where it's going, and if it sounds like it's coming inward
Sure.
at all.
You do continue to hear it
Mm.
every so often. Again, every 10 to 15 minutes or so, you hear something else. Give me a straight intelligence roll.
Yeah, I don't have anything for that. Don't have anything for that. 14.
Okay. You don't think it's gotten any closer,
Mm-hmm.
but you can tell that it's moving around you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your best guess is that it's just circling you, not
Yeah.
getting any closer, just making its presence
Mm-hmm.
known.
Okay.
But after about an hour,
Mm-hmm.
you don't hear it again
Hmm.
for the rest of your watch.
Okay.
And
Maybe
it goes
maybe it
back
never
to being
found us.
real quiet in the forest until the sun starts to
Mm.
rise, and then you start to hear what you would expect to
Mm.
be more normal forest sounds of birds chirping and things of that nature.
Okay. Well, once I'll wait until sort of toward the end of my watch, and then wake up the others, which is probably right around the time the sun starts coming up, thankfully. And we'll also share that whatever was out there, it seemed to circle us for a while, and then either couldn't find what it was looking for. Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe it goes based off of sound. We weren't couldn't hear us. Maybe it needs to see something. Either way, it seemed it left about, oh, I don't know, like an hour. Or at least to stop making noise. It could just be sitting out there. Oh God. It could just be sitting out there. Talia, can you do that
Gods,
thing?
I hope so. Dick immediately draws both of his axes.
Well, I mean, I didn't hear it, because I didn't hear it, like, the snap of sticks getting further away either, did I? It just, the noises stopped.
The noises stopped. Yeah, as far as you could tell.
You want me to do the thing again?
Can.
Is it something you might need later?
There's no limit on it.
Oh.
I can manifest my echo, and then it's just I can send my consciousness to it. It's technically a bonus action and an action. Like,
But you don't have to do it like you can only do it like so many times a day. You get to do it as you want.
yeah.
Yeah. Do it then.
Yeah.
She'll sit down. Because the last thing you want is a big dragonborn falling over. And she'll manifest her echo outside of the dome. And transfer her consciousness to it.
Okay. What direction, or like where are you moving the echo precisely?
You said that it was like circling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say they'll probably give. I would have given you the last place I heard it.
So she'll start there and she's going to look to see if there are any tracks on the ground specifically as well. To see if she can tell, what if it's an animal, human, what's going on, and then look. I think that additionally the echo, she's not going to be careful about like having it be stealthy because it's an image of her like a white chromatic dragonborn. She's anything but stealthy.
Fair.
So
All right. Go ahead and give me a perception check then.
okay. 14.
Okay. You send your echo out to where the sound was last heard, which was actually again in the southwest where it was originally heard. And your echo has to go out maybe 220-ish feet. And you do start seeing that same hoof print that you saw before when you were tracking or following the bloodstain. You send your echo out, I'm going to presume, because you want to follow it and you know it was going in a radius around you. You just kind of follow a radius at around that distance. And you can see, essentially, you can just follow the hoof prints as they circled around at about that distance. You can see them overlap on top of each other as well, as they probably circled a couple of times before you can see, again, at that original spot in the southwest where they go into the forest and away from your camp.
Dismiss the echo. And she'll relay what she saw and the direction that she saw him go into the forest and away from the camp. So I mean, I guess we can pursue unless you think we should go back, but
Rhodes, what direction did we come in? Like when we were following the blood trail, what direction were we moving in? Like, is this taking like a sharp right or left?
When you were following the blood trail, you were going northeast.
this is going southwest, you said?
Yeah, this goes southwest. So this is going away from where that blood trail was.
Or is it's like
pretty much, yeah,
backtracking?
exact. Yeah, it's essentially, yeah, you'd be backtracking.
Okay.
Do you want to give me a survival check to like orient yourself in relation to like where you started originally and what you've seen so far? That's
before I do that, I actually goes, wait a second, and whisper images around his bag, and he pulls out a small orb that kind of floats and it starts to spin and kind of like wobbles a little before it finally settles on a direction. It is an orb of direction that always determines which way is north. It's a compass.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
It's a compass.
D&D compass.
D&D compass. It's a magic compass. I knew I took that. I forgot I had grabbed that.
So you grab that. It orients itself due north, where at some point in time you heard the ball marks of that creature during your watch. And so you're very confident, like, yep, the first sound I heard and those trail marks of the hooves are definitely going pretty much the exact opposite direction of due north. So you're you at least have oriented yourself in this moment.
Okay. Right. Do we follow it? Keep following, see
Why
if the
not?
blood
It's
trail.
daylight.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it only comes out at night.
So if we can get the upper hand on it, then we can take care of it.
Perhaps. Let's see where the blood trail continues to lead.
So
But
we just saw hoof marks, right? There was nothing else that would let us discern what type of animal this is. Like, no, I'm thinking like when like a wolf passes a bush and some of their undercoat will, like we haven't seen anything like that, right?
You can
Just
give
the
me
hoof prints.
you can give me another investigation check and see if you
Sure.
find anything else.
I don't see shit.
So far,
Just
you
a
got
3.
you got blood and hooves. What you guys got?
Yeah.
Sounds like a
Rhodes,
really
can
bad-
can I make a nature check? I just want to like go through my brain and, you know, large creature, bipedal, hooves.
Hooves.
What does
Mhm.
that describe?
very big satyr.
That would be a funny twist.
A satyr on a similar career path as I am.
Yeah.
Got it.
Alternate universe Dermot.
Yeah.
This
Dermot,
is
oh
what
my God,
Dermot
he's huge.
this is what Dermot becomes if he goes to Biffin.
Yeah.
It's like irradiated Dermot.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the darker
Uh,
universe.
That's 11.
Um,
I mean, there's the one obvious one that I'm sure we're all thinking, the Minotaur. Does an 11 give me anything else that I myself
your
is not immediately coming to mind?
an 11, you think of Minotaur, but you rule it out because it doesn't make sense with the story of the carnage that you've been hearing.
Yeah.
So 11 gets you confident it's not that. But an 11 does not tell you what the fuck else it could be.
With an 11, I know I'm supposed to think Minotaur, but that doesn't make sense.
Yes. But you've at least ruled something out.
Yeah.
Doesn't smell
Okay.
like steak and purses.
I don't know. I like really big satyr.
Like a fawn.
Yeah, you've never heard of a really big satyr, but like it's not,
Before,
I mean,
before I fell in with these folks, I hadn't heard of really big rabbits.
Yeah. So all's possible, you know.
I'm like, well, these normal size satyrs, you can make them big.
All right. So do we want to
Yeah.
follow the blood trail, see if it leads further away from the hoof prints,
Yeah.
and then backtrack?
Yeah, I mean, because who knows what we'll find at the end of this blood trail? We could find its lair. We could find another attack site that might give us more clues.
We could find a person and if they're not dead,
Survivor.
they might be able to tell us what the fuck took them.
Worst case, I have
Yeah.
a feeling this thing's going to find us anyway.
Oh, probably.
So we might as well follow the blood trail for at least a little.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
You guys suit up,
Yeah.
pack
One
up,
drops.
Let's go.
drops. Right. Give me survival checks as you guys
Bounces.
traipse through the just immediately. Boom, done.
Just drops on us.
Out of a tree.
Mm-hmm.
13.
Nat 20 for a 24.
Yeah,
All
you
Nice.
did.
Had to happen eventually.
It's your
And
one for the month, Sam.
My one for the month.
But extra life happens in a different month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're
Exactly.
okay.
21 for me.
Four. No, 3.
Okay. Um,
She's painting She's painting the foot's toenails.
She's walking, but at the same time, she has like mage hand out and it's holding a mirror, and she's trying to like get herself ready. She's like
That's
braiding
about
her
right.
hair, and there's just a mirror in front of her like this.
are you the Thurston of this group?
Clearly.
Yeah.
I mean,
But like the sorority Thurston.
Charisma based.
it's
Misty
gonna
May.
be meeting some new
Works for
folks.
a law firm?
Mm.
Yeah.
Pretty
Mhm.
much.
Oh my god, those two have to meet. That'd be hilarious.
Yes, absolutely.
Um,
What filing
She'll show
system
up
do you
because
use?
it's time to renew the contract.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thurston wants, he's like, I really want you to reread this contract before I sign with this devil again. I know he's been in my life for like decades, but like, could you just read over this contract for me? Thanks. I just
Honestly,
need an
I
extra
came
set of
across a
eyes.
couple clauses, and I don't know about this.
Excellent.
It'll be good.
It's gonna be like, Misty May, do you want to go out to lunch so I can show you my laminate spell?
She'd be really excited. She'd probably be real excited, honestly. No, but yes, no, she is not. Nope.
Just
Nope.
struggle.
I mean, it's all she can do to kind of follow the others, and a lot of that is just because there's a bunny.
You guys traipse along. Talia learned her lesson yesterday to watch her feet so she doesn't step into any traps. So solid. She's good there. Misty May stumbles along a little bit, but because she's following like exactly where the other footprints are, she's able to avoid any danger. She's got that down. She's just looking down.
Yeah.
Okay, step here, step there, step there, step there. So she's safe. After probably about 20 minutes, you guys get to what looks like another, again, in a really dense forest. Clearing is not the best term, but it's not quite as dense over here. And as you've been following this blood trail, it's actually gotten uh, a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm just gonna say the word that
More
came to mind.
bloody.
Actually, no, thinner. Um,
As if like the blood's running out.
yeah, like it wasn't bleeding as heavily as it was being dragged.
Okay.
Yeah. Thinner was the only term I could
No,
think
yeah,
of.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once you hit that area that's not quite as dense, you see what looks like a stain, like where the body was probably dropped. If you guys want to, I assume you guys are going to stop walking once you see that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I immediately look up.
Okay. Oh, I don't mean dropped like from a height. I mean dropped as in like no longer being dragged. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Put down.
Yeah. Put down. Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
The body's not there.
Do the large hoof prints continue up to that point?
Go ahead, everybody. Just give me your investigation check to
that's a good call.
See what you got.
I will aid someone.
Investigate.
I mean, somebody who's better than me. I rolled
21.
5, so, 4.
All right, I'll take the advantage on one of them.
No, I think maybe Talia's kind of watching their backs. We'll say.
Probably a good idea.
16.
Okay. The 16 and a 21, was it?
21.
Okay. You guys put your heads together and start looking around. You look at where the body would have been left, stopped being dragged. And so you can see a bigger blood stain there. You don't have a full body there, but you can see what looks to be some viscera that is left in that spot. Primarily the rib cage is still there, but it is hollowed out and empty. There's nothing really in it. And so what was the other question somebody had? I lost it. Footprints. Thank you. You do see those hoof prints that you are also following those with the blood stain, and you can see them kind of around where the body
Mm.
bits remain.
Well,
Well, I guess that answers one question.
yes. So,
Does I just want to take like a quick like look around the area,
Mhm.
trying to determine why why here. Like, is there a cave or a den nearby or something like that? Like,
Sure.
why drag a body this far only to drop it here?
Go ahead and roll. mm, You're trying to determine a couple different things. So roll me a perception check to see what's around, because you want to see if there's a cave or something like that. So let's start there.
Okay. Not great. That's a 10.
Okay. I mean, there's no cave entrance nearby. You're certain of that. You just see more forest.
Okay.
And this isn't a area that is mountainous. So you wouldn't expect anything like a cave carved out of the mountain pass or anything like that. So
Okay.
you're not surprised to not see a cave. Um, Go ahead and just give me a straight intelligence roll just to see as you're trying to put yourself in this creature's mindset what you come to.
Ooh, that's really good. That is an 18, so 17.
Okay. um you look around and you think about what you've seen thus far, and what you've heard about thus far, because I'm going to presume that when you woke up, Whisper and Misty May informed you of, after you went to sleep, they heard stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and the best you can think of, especially thinking of like, if you are trying to mess with somebody, you would just circle them at night and just keep them awake, keep them on edge. And you could just take someone to a different site and prolong their suffering a little bit more.
Okay.
But that's the best you got, is like you're getting a hint of maliciousness. Like there's no logic to it. Everything that you
Um,
can tell is just messing with the person involved.
I see. So this not a minotaur is just an asshole.
Maybe, I don't know. But that's your
Okay.
vibe. If you say asshole, if that's how you would like to describe them, sure.
No, not an asshole. I think I think Stick prefers the term prick.
Okay.
Now what?
I mean, are we supposed to bring it back?
I don't think they're expecting us to bring anything back.
At the very least, you have a foot.
Um, yeah, I guess we. How long have we been traveling in this direction? You said like
Oh,
20
it was
minutes.
only maybe, yeah, about 20.
Okay.
You haven't been awake
Um,
very long.
yeah, I guess follow the hoof prints. Back the other direction.
So you said the hoof prints circle and like concentrate here. Do we find a trail off? Or does it go do they head straight back the way that we came?
Give me a investigation check.
And 4.
Um, you think you see them. They don't double back on themselves, but you think you see, like, you kind of peek, kind of like step around the half rotted rib cage, and you think you see maybe they're going back generally southish,
Okay.
but it's thick forest, and so you can't be certain exactly where it goes, but you think you see a hoof print kind of facing the other direction.
Gotcha. Yeah. Follow it back. We'll either run into it or have to stop again, and maybe it'll decide it wants to get closer tonight.
And is there a. Do we think there's a chance that it's leaving us a trail?
Possibly. Although, well, how old is this? Like, this doesn't look fresh. Look fresh-ish. The corpse and everything, like what's left of it.
Yeah, you guys rolled collectively well enough. It looks about as old as the foot and the campfire that you guys
Okay, so like a day
found.
or so.
Yeah, at this point it's on its almost second day.
Second or so day.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's no like it's not like using it to lead us anywhere because we weren't here in time, like for that. I'd have brought it just here for sake of privacy, heard us, came back. We have a couple options. We can wait here, which I think is not a great idea. We could follow the hoof prints back, which is also not really a great idea.
The life of an adventurer. That's not a great idea.
Not a great idea.
I mean, we could. Hoof prints go that way.
From what I can tell, which isn't. Yeah, maybe.
Back-ish.
Back-ish.
Yeah.
The ones that were back at camp looked a lot more west.
Beelining it out here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like you said, we could either follow it back and potentially leave and go, I don't know, check with town, etc. Or we could just flip a coin, keep going, just pick a direction.
Partial to following the hoof prints.
Yeah.
Turn around, head back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go chase this thing down.
Say that.
I did say that.
Yeah.
All
My
right.
sword could use a little action today.
Okay, well, I will not feel guilty for anything that I do now. Thank you for saying that.
Damn it.
I'm here to help.
All right, so you guys leave the mostly empty rib cage behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You still carrying that foot with you?
Yeah. I mean,
No.
Doesn't it stink?
yeah. Yeah, it smells pretty awful. I've kind of just been, magicking up the lavender, but honestly, it's just it's getting worse. Have we seen, we haven't seen a head yet, have we?
Mm-mm.
Like, we got a foot, and we got
Rib
some,
cage.
probably rib cage. I think we had some kind of fingers and stuff back by the fire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You've
But
seen extremities for the most
Yeah.
part,
not
and the
seen,
rib cage.
and now we found
But an
a rib
empty
cage,
rib cage.
Mm-hmm.
but we have not found a head.
No.
Maybe it's still carrying the head.
All right, well,
Woo.
shall we then?
Yep. Trek back.
Go ahead and give me survival checks.
I'm gonna chuck the foot into the circuit, by the rib cage on my way out.
Stacking
Thank
body
you.
parts.
I mean, it's honestly like I thought maybe I could just make
Fine.
it smell, but no, it doesn't.
8.
Okay.
I was doing so
18.
well for a couple weeks. It's
This
come
is
back.
survival. 9.
And I'm sorry, Court, what was yours?
10.
10. Okay. You guys double back the way you came. Kind of easiest to go back to the campsite, or your campsite, I should say. Double back. So at least that part perfectly safe. You knew what to expect. There wasn't anything there. You have a little bit of difficulty, stumble a little bit following the hoof prints out, but nothing too bad. You guys, it's difficult terrain, so you're just stumbling along a little bit, look a little goofy, more than anything else. And after close to, at that point, probably 2 hours, you guys are following those hoof prints and are about to come right up against the edge of the forest. And right as you do, the hoof prints stop and you lose the trail.
Stop.
And you are facing the outskirts of the village.
Are there any other tracks, like wagon tracks or anything like that we can see that may be like
Footprints.
a feasible
Footprints.
reason why those hoof prints stopped?
Yep. Go ahead and give me a investigation check.
I'll help.
I will also assist.
I rolled a 9 and a 2.
Oh,
So that's an 8.
You don't see like a wagon track or anything like that. It just looks like they end, as far as you can tell.
Take my sword and kind of like poke at the ground and see if there's any like hidden doors or
Traps.
Yeah.
And you swing over the last of the tracks. You're not still standing here invisible, are you?
Are you there?
I will not make you roll for that. You don't stab anything. You do not set off any traps.
That's weird. Do you think it flies? What flies and has hoofs? That's not a joke, I'm asking.
on 2 legs? Couldn't tell you. How far are we from
Nothing good.
How far are we from the village? Like you said, we're on the edge of the forest. Are we like visual? Like can we see it?
Yeah. You are on the essentially the where you guys came out was essentially feels like the back side of the Hounds manor. So you're right there. Now you can see the village. It's super close by then.
Any sign? So like if we're looking at the back of the Count's manor, any like is there a wall surrounding? I don't remember if there was like a wall surrounding it or like a path.
No, he doesn't.
No.
There's a path from the village.
But like nothing coming
there's
back out this way. Like,
no,
from the
no,
back.
it you can see where the ground closer to the manor has been manicured to be the lawn.
Sure.
But other than that, it just leads into there's like a farming area behind where the lawn is manicured and then leads into the forest. So it's mostly just open and leads into the natural landscape or modified landscape that's being used for agriculture.
Got it. Okay.
But it's not gated off or anything like that. So
Yeah.
you do then like, because there is a farm behind it, like, you can see footprints of people moving, but you know, you're also at somebody's house, essentially.
Well,
We go back in.
I mean, I feel like
I
we don't really know if we go back in. I mean, yeah, the thing will probably show up in there, right? Tonight, whenever it's gonna
Yeah.
show up. But we don't. I mean, unless we just decide to be bait for it.
Like it stick.
which we could do.
As you guys are standing there debating that, I don't know, are we gonna be bait? I don't want to be bait. Could be bait. That'd be
I'll
fun.
be
I think that
bait.
works. You see the back, what you presume again is like the back door of the manor open, and two dogs run out barking. Um, you know, mutts. They've got like you look at them, you're like, oh, you kind of got a German Shepherd nose, but you got like Labrador ears, and two mutts run out barking, and and like, oh, that one's taking a dump. Okay, you kind of look away from it. You're like, oh.
I'm sorry, sir. You just go
Apologies,
right
sir.
on ahead.
Yeah. And in the doorway, let the door behind him, kind of watching the dogs as they play and do their business, is a man just standing there in the distance watching them. He's got short, curlier hair. That's all you can really see from the distance you're at. But you do see that the
This is
dogs are
Manor.
like notice you as well. It's like once like starts yipping at you. Yep, they're bigger dogs. They're not yipping. They start barking at you, but in the way that a dog's like, "There's a person. There's a
There's a
person."
person. And this is the manor house.
Yes, this is the Count's manor.
And this dude is clearly not the Count or Franklin.
Yep, it is not the Count or Franklin.
There was another person we hadn't spoken to.
It was the teacher, the
Yeah.
school guy.
We could go ask if he's seen anything. He's let the dogs
Yeah.
out within the last couple hours.
Yeah.
All right, Missy May, let's go make some friends.
Take some. Do we? I guess I have jerky or something. I'll make sure to take out some jerky just in case, for the dogs.
As you guys approach and the dogs start like they run to dart at you, but before they can get too close, there's a sharp whistle from the man, and they both stop and sit, and they're just sitting there,
Oh, good.
tails just
Poppers.
wagging like crazy.
Good boys.
But they
Those
just
are
they
good
sit and wait.
boys.
Now
Good
we've gotten
buddies.
completely distracted by the dogs.
Yep.
Who's a good boy? Yes, you are. You are a good boy. Yes,
People are getting
you
eaten in the forest. Big whoop! There's two dogs here.
All the
Yeah.
wiggle butts.
And the man steps off of
I'll
the
be right back.
little small porch area there, and steps a little bit closer. Says, "Morning."
Good morning. Is it a fine day? Is it a fine day today, or is this like a real crap day?
Oh no, it's a nice day, nice weather, perfectly
A
decent.
mighty nice day we're having.
Yes, it is. Are you guys just passing through, I guess?
Well, in a fashion, we actually came in yesterday to help out with the problem.
You're the adventurers that Hedian mentioned. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry. And he's kept his eyes down, just kind of glancing up occasionally as one particular person has talking to him. It's Wilhelm.
Ah, Wilhelm. The there was the count. Was the count? Mm. We heard about you. We heard you were the teacher here.
Yes. Yeah. Can't imagine what's being said, but yeah.
Why did you say that? Everything we heard was real good.
Oh, well, that's nice. Uh, th-
People don't really like the learning.
oh no. Most of the students are good. They just come by to learn what they want to learn. Just you know, it's always interesting what other people have to say about you, and finding out what they're saying when you're not around.
Hmm. Well, I assure you, all we heard were good things, right? I believe it was the
Okay.
mayor's ward was the one who had mentioned it. I'm assuming she's one of your students.
Uh, Adelina. Yes, she's probably going to leave for university soon if I can convince her
Mm-hmm.
to leave town. But yeah, for now.
What do you think people say about you?
Uh, I don't know. It's a small town for the most part. Not a lot of people come here and stay here. So, I don't know. I just assumed that people wondered why I would pick to live here instead of where I was before. Small town gossip.
Where did you live before?
Yeah.
Uh, I was in the capital. I
Mm.
taught at the university there.
Change.
Sometimes life dictates it.
Can I make an insight on this dude?
Sure.
Just to get like a general sense of him.
Mhm. And as you guys were talking and like stopped petting the dogs, they ran off. They're like overplaying in the other corner. They're like, "Well, boring."
That is a
Okay.
dirty 20.
Okay. As I mentioned, he doesn't make eye
Mm-hmm.
contact. He keeps his eyes down. Sometimes he's just watching the dogs, but other than that, he kind of keeps his eyes like you can tell he's looking at your nose or your
Mm.
mouth, but then he's looking at your eyes. Um, Sorry, I don't know what I'm sure it's fine. Um, he uh he speaks like someone who isn't super
Mm.
confident, or I could say confident that other people aren't confident in him,
Mm.
just assuming the worst. Um, but nothing he's
Mm.
saying seems overly like a lie.
Mm.
Like you just
Mm.
assumed people were going to talk shit.
No,
They're people.
I mean, people talk shit.
But yeah, that's basically what you
Mm.
get. Someone who just maybe isn't the best people person.
Mm.
Again, doesn't make eye contact, doesn't really speak in a way that is super
Mm.
charismatic. So, you know,
Out of curiosity, what did you or what do you teach? I'm assuming here it's probably just general sorts of things, small town, like you said. But what about back? What about back in the university?
uh, yeah, here it's just, you know, basic, basic things just to, you know, help the kids and then whatever anybody else wants to get
Mm.
into. We do like let's call it an independent study if
Mm.
people have an interest.
Nice.
But yeah, at the university, I uh, specialized in history.
History.
Mhm.
Oh well, that is actually wonderful because I know we were kind of interested in the history of this area. We know it's been in the Counts family going back a good ways. Seems to
Mhm.
be have been passed down. We know it's hunting and trapping over the years, but well, you've lived here a lot longer than we've been here, so What do you think is in there?
Oh, I don't know if I could say.
Oh no, you definitely can say. I mean, who? If we were to tell people things, they're just gonna laugh us out of town. Look at us.
And his eyes do like look up and fully take in each member of the party, and probably like the most he's really been looking at you. Let me just see a little bit of a half nod. Uh, well, I can't say that nature and anything to do with devils or monsters or anything of that is a specialty of mine. If you want me to tell you the socio-political reasons behind a war, I could help you with that.
Is there a
But
war?
no, I mean in a
Okay.
historical
Oh,
context.
okay. I just
Um, but I don't know. My best guess is it's something that saw an opportunity. There's a lot of people that go in there. Again, that's what we're known for. So whatever it is going to have a real good food source of people going into work. So they figured, why not live here? Eat well.
so there's not like, I don't know, a history of way back in the day, at the time of legend, there was a whatever living up on the hill, and then eventually a bunch of people came in and started hunting on its land.
Uh, Not that I've read about here.
Okay.
Uh, the Hedian has a very extensive library, uh, but I haven't read all of those books. But I'm sure he wouldn't mind if you wanted to take a peek at it, see if anything, you know, sparked something in your minds.
Yeah.
Generous offer.
Yeah.
We,
I mean, we couldn't hurt, at least.
we have the time if we plan on just going back when it's dark.
Yeah.
Have you seen
I
anything
mean,
come out for us?
No. Uh, Heck, I don't see the people come out anymore either.
mm,
So,
Well,
yeah. That they don't have legs.
Um, I describe the couple of clues that we have. Um, you know, if if you encountered a creature, you know, bipedal, hooves, very large. What would you guess a creature like that might be?
uh, I don't know. I don't know a lot of those sorts of creatures. Hooves and two legs makes me think of minotaurs. But,
What else?
I mean, if I knew, I think I might have been able to solve the problem beforehand.
You think you may have been able to solve the problem? How would you solve it? Assume it's a minotaur.
Oh, I wouldn't. But I would at least have known the problem to find someone else to solve the problem.
Hmm, interesting.
let's take you up on that offer, though. What do you think? And I'll turn to the rest of the group. Do a little bit of research, see if there's anything we can find. Go back in tonight.
And by do research, you mean?
In the library.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Gideon won't mind.
How about you two go and
To the bar?
sure.
And that is where the people are.
Ask
You were about
around.
to say ask around.
Go ahead and ask around. Misty May and I'll take a look. Even though
That's a better idea.
splitting the party in that general ratio seems like a poor decision, but I'll take my chances for at least an hour.
I mean,
Don't get into any trouble without me.
Likewise.
if you do, call us. To the bar.
All right. We'll go
I
with
start
since
I start hip hopping my way to the bar.
yes, you hip hop your way to the bar. Wilhelm will lead Misty May and Whisper inside, but we'll wait till Tina gets back to do that one. So we'll skip to oh god, to Talia and Stick going to schmooze people at a bar.
I'll be right back then.
I presume you guys are going to head over to the Raven Stag, the bar where you guys were before.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Familiar
we've got a
ground.
tab there.
You do have an open tab there, yes. Tab that you're not going to be
I
responsible for.
mean, yeah, we don't have a tab.
Yep.
So
The
what's
count
the plan?
has a tab.
Should we buy rounds for everybody, loosen them up a little bit, or just drink one or two ourselves, and then
Oh,
ask
I definitely
questions?
plan on having one myself.
Well, of course, that's a given. Don't go to a bar and just not have a drink.
Who the hell do you think I am?
As you
Yeah.
guys are having this debate, you enter into the Raven Stag. It's for mid-morning ish. It's a little bit busier than you would anticipate, but you kind of do the mental math and realize that it's a weekend now, and so assuming people take some time off, this might be the brunch happening spot. The food was very good, so where else would you go but here in order to get brunch? So Stick, I almost called you Rabbit. That's so mean.
It's racist.
Stick, yes, it was. Stick and Talia, you guys step in. Behind the bar is James. He immediately sees you um and gestures to a table that's free because it is a little bit busier, as I said, and gives you that the one finger, like 1 minute. I'll be with you in 1 minute.
I hold up 2 fingers.
You see the nod.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
same way. I'm so glad our characters are friends because that's exactly what I was gonna
I'm
do.
so happy we're friends finally.
I know. Yeah.
After a minute, James just come over holding 4 tankers of mead and sets 2 down in front of each of you and says, I good morning. I presumed this is what you wanted as your preliminary order. Uh, anything else that I can help you with? It's good to at least see you again.
You're a smart man, James. You'll go far in this world.
Been a barkeep for a long time.
I actually had a question for you if you have a moment.
Yeah, sure.
Um, these attacks in the forest,
Mm.
they started happening a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, give or take.
Uh, have there been any new people like moving into town like permanently? Not just like weird people passing through, but are there any new residents?
The newest residence is Wilhelm. He's been here about a year, but nobody else that's moved in recently.
And remind me, who's
The
Wilhelm?
teacher.
The teacher. The guy you just talked to with the dogs.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, the count. Was it the count? I think the count said you'd been kind of compiling.
We split the party while you were in the restroom.
Oh, we did? Did we? We're not all
Yes.
in here. Where
You
are
can
we?
change
No.
your mind. It's your character. If you decided
yeah.
you wanted to go to the
Your
bar,
your
you're
options
welcome
were the
to.
bar or the library. Two of us chose the bar.
I was gonna take Wilhelm up on the library offer,
Okay,
and
no,
these
I
two
can go with you.
schmoes immediately were like, bar!
Bar. Oh no, I probably if it's library, I probably would have stayed.
Okay.
I probably would have stayed.
I
Yeah.
had made a executive
Sorry,
decision.
we forgot to mention that.
Okay.
Yeah. Nope. That's
Sorry,
fine.
yeah.
You just hear in the back of your head. Hey, let's go.
I was playing with the dogs. I got distracted.
Story
oh
of
my
my
God, were
day.
you eaten? I don't know how you'd respond if you were eaten.
Can I respond to the message? Did you hear that? Does she know we're at the bar? I don't know how much of that you would have gotten.
Oh my God. I'm imagining that, like, Stick is talking to James, and Tali is just like,
What
And she doesn't have sending, so she's literally she just like summoned a fae and sent it over with a message.
that's great.
Can you deliver this, please?
Carrier pigeon.
Talia's like,
Carrier pixie.
tell her we're at the bar.
I asked
No.
yeah, I asked James what can you tell me about Wilhelm? Like, is he a cool dude? Is he a weirdo?
Oh, I mean, pretty quiet, keeps to himself, and the Count and Adelina. But it's nice to have a teacher, someone dedicated to do that. Last teacher we had decided to move on, so all of us did what we could for oh gosh, 6 months, 9 months or so, and then Wilhelm decided to come here and had a dedicated teacher again. Yeah, he's don't see him much. See him out walking his dogs, but doesn't come to the bar very often. Just sticks to the schoolhouse and the manor for the most part.
Do you know why Wilhelm came here? I heard he was teaching at the university in the capital.
Uh,
It's a pretty cushy life to give up. No offense to come out here.
none taken. Uh, I guess I always assumed you just wanted a quieter life. Being in the capital's great and all. Being on on the radar of the nobles and the council just doesn't sound like something I would want. I assumed he didn't want the same thing. Said he keeps to himself, so I figured he just wanted a little privacy.
Um, where's the schoolhouse at?
Uh, just a couple blocks away.
But it's
No,
not up by the manor.
no, no. Schoolhouse here, closer to town, really kind of close to the center. Um, so everybody can access it pretty easily and quickly.
Cool. Thanks.
Any breakfast or anything while you're here?
Oh yeah,
Or,
food.
or just liquid breakfast?
No food.
What do you got today?
He turns to go to the bar and remembers what Nellie told him about the menu and the confusion that there even was one. And he says, I've got just the thing for you. I'll bring it out shortly.
Sweet. I'll have two.
And another round. We'll be done with this one by the time you get back.
Sure. He'll head off. Shortly thereafter, Nellie will come by and she'll have a plate of just big old this bacon, eggs, hash browns, some toast, just all the standard breakfast fixins. And she's
Sounds
just going to
delicious.
bring like a family style platter and stick it in the middle of the table and give you guys each a plate.
She's learned.
This looks great.
Thanks. There's no pie right now because pie's for like later in the day. But if you come back later, we'll make sure there is extra pie. But for now, we just have breakfast.
We'll be back later.
That's a shame. Pie makes the best breakfast ever.
It's true.
Yeah.
With coffee.
Ugh.
Old
ruined
pie.
it.
Oh, I don't know if the chef's ever thought about that. I'll give him the feedback. He's really fussy about like culinary combinations.
I want an ice cream cake.
I didn't send you guys with extra money. I should have.
We have a tab.
If you want to abuse the count's open tab, that's on you. Then we will, as you guys chow down, was there anything else that you wanted to do while you were at the bar, or are you just going to chow down and then see if you're going to talk to the rest of the locals?
Chow down, have
chow down, and then quietly suggest to my compatriot that we break into a school.
little
While
baby after breakfast. Sounds good to
Yeah,
me.
after breakfast.
Okay.
Nothing
Then,
like B&E on
Not
a full
heathens,
stomach.
Jeez.
Of course, you can't have B&E on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
So
What are you, new here?
Made
you
that
guys will
mistake
go ahead
once.
and eat, and then for now we will cut back to the other half of the group. Wilhelm will lead you through. He'll take you back through the back door that's already unlocked and open. The dogs scamper in right behind you, and you're led in through the. Here, I can actually put you there. I wasn't expecting you to show up at this point and go inside. Sorry, I was expecting you to go through the back door. What are you whining about?
I'm cute and you're not scratching me.
Well, that's on you. Active. There you guys are. Okay. One. So you go in through what looks to be kind of like a side area, just like got a little bit of storage. But you see it quickly leads into the kitchen area, where by the hearth there are 2 dog beds, and so the dogs scamper over there after having done their business, gotten a little exercise, some pets from the strangers. They go and lay down by the fire and get cozy, and they're ready for their morning nap after it's been so long and so difficult of a morning for them. And Wilhelm takes you through and says, actually, sorry, Hedian would have my head if I didn't ask. Did you guys want anything to eat?
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, I honestly, I think I lost my appetite after last night.
You're already being far more than hospitable.
Meanwhile, at the bar.
Yeah. There's a momentary
Meanwhile.
thought about what the other 2 are consuming, and it just puts off all breakfast. It's like, don't even worry about it. Our friends are eating enough for both of us.
Okay, well, I'm sure Edian would be happy to hear that. He does so love to feed people. But he'll lead you through, and he will take you through. You'll enter what looks to be like a dining area, but through the main entrance that you guys would have come through originally. Ooh, there's the doors open. Yep. And you head towards your routine is, and so you're on like a landing, and you can see the main entrance there, and you're like a half step up a little
Okay.
bit.
Sure.
But there is the staircases that lead up.
Mhm.
And you're kind of getting the picture like, wow, this is a nice
Yeah.
place.
Oh, we didn't see like nearly any of it the other
No,
day,
we
so
No. And he'll lead you up the stairs. Let's whisper. There he is. And shortly down the hall,
Oh,
into the library area.
okay.
And you see it's a fairly, for a small town, it's a fairly extensive library. The books look, some of them very old, that you can tell probably been around for generations. Again, there's a nice table that you guys can sit at. There's some chairs along the side. And Wilhelm says, well, if you need anything, feel free to just give me a shout, or, well, please don't shout in the house. I didn't even hate that. There's a bell next to the mantle. It rings to let the staff know that somebody needs something. Just ask for myself. The Hedian is in his office, so if you need him, he'd be happy to help. I don't know where Adelina is. Um, so just let us know if you need something.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll leave you to it and head off to do whatever he's gonna do. You have free reign of this library.
Cool.
What do we think?
Library?
In
Or
general.
I think one of them knows more than they're saying. I just don't know which one.
That's my inclination too. I just can't pinpoint who.
I mean, there was the squirrely little guy. And then, and then there's the daughter. Well, either way,
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe he has something that I don't know. I'm thinking of like a bestiary, even like a children's bestiary.
Something, perhaps maybe a little bit of history of the town or them, although if it was the Count's problem, I can't imagine that he called
What
in.
about what about maps of the town?
Perhaps.
I mean, the family may have been here the whole time. Maybe they go back 500 years, but the town itself and the I don't know what you call it, a fief or whatever, probably changed during those times, right?
Possible.
Maybe the woods weren't his. Or at least not all of them.
Take a little bit of a look, and then maybe take a little bit of a look
Yeah.
around.
Take a little bit of a look. Are there any books out right now? Like anything out that looks like it's, is if Adelina's been doing work, or if anybody's been using the library and just kind of has left their stuff, stacked in the corner.
Yeah, there's some papers sitting on the table. Like a book open and some papers sitting next to it.
I think also, so not to ask to disturb them, I will take it, look at the papers just to see whose they are, if it's identifiable.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to kind of keep it all together and
give me an investigation check to kind of
just take a
cruise
quick
around.
look at it. is it whatever it is it written in common?
Yes.
Okay. Investigation 19.
Okay. You can very clearly tell, like, you're 99.9% certain that this is Adelina's handwriting.
Mhm.
Like, it's girl handwriting,
I
not
was gonna say,
guy
you don't want to
handwriting.
say it, but like
Yeah.
it's got a yeah, you
Yeah.
get a vibe.
You get a vibe.
Mhm.
And the book is a book on magic,
Mhm.
magical theory in particular.
Mhm.
And so you can see, like, it looks like, the Count did say she's
She's studying.
dabbling into it, she's studying it. And so you can tell, like, she's been reading these theory books and she's like writing notes of what she's been
Mhm.
reading about. So study materials, she's just not in the library at the moment, actually studying.
What kind of theory has she been working on lately? Like what area of theory, I guess?
She
Anything
is.
I'm looking for relevance basically. Like is it possible that this girl is studying like I don't know, how to transmute a person into a beast and effed up real bad?
No, this book is a we'll call it like a 102 level of
Mm.
theory of evocation.
Mm. So this is goes boom, not summons devil.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
just, I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's got to be some accidents in these schools.
Fair.
Like,
There's a
oops,
lot of wards that have got to be there to be like, uh-oh.
like, so, like you transpose some ruins and, whoops, wrong plane.
Mhm.
It happens.
I will keep them. I'll keep everything together. Make sure not to lose her place in the book, and but carefully set it aside so that we have a little space
Mm.
as we pull stuff down, and then we can peruse the shelves.
All right.
Start
So
looking.
you are looking for maps, particularly historical maps and a bestiary. Yes. Anything else?
Yeah, I would say bestiary, but also I will take children's stories about, bad shit in the woods. Anything that like could be similar to a has fantastical beasts and creatures and whatever, but isn't necessarily a formal like cataloging.
Okay.
My brain
Um.
literally went to you asking that like a Jeopardy question. I'll take children's stories about large shit in the woods for 1,000.
Excellent. All right. Go ahead and
Yeah.
give me investigation checks to see what you guys find.
I will assist Misty
You'll
May.
assist.
Yeah, with the rate I've been rolling today.
All right, let me get some dice out. All right, you two. Let's see how you do. Oh, thanks for your assistance. That was very helpful.
No, was it?
Yeah. Well, the first one was a 7, so yeah. The other one is a 17, so 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys start going through
Mm.
trying to understand.
Mm.
First of all, somebody's personal library, you just have
Yeah.
to figure out their system of organizing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that 7 is you kind of being like, I disagree
Yeah.
with this. Why
Mm-hmm.
would you even? Whatever. Okay, I can follow along. Um,
It makes perfect sense. Everything is alphabetized by the first letter of the first word in chapter 2.
no.
Solid.
What kind of? No.
Anyway.
Makes perfect sense.
Is that some
I
like
think that, yeah,
Feywild
she's
library
like maybe
catalog?
this guy's the beast because look at what the fuck he did here.
He's surely a monster.
Yeah, there's no way that this logic is from our plane.
um but you do get the hang of it and you
Mm.
find a section on folklore
Okay.
that immediately makes you
Mm.
go, oh,
Yeah.
this could be helpful. So you find 3 books
Mm.
there. You don't see any maps, unfortunately. You do see a bestiary as well, but it is more of a like
Animals, not.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and a little bit of diving into some of those things, but it's not an advanced level. It's like the one that if you just want a rudimentary understanding of beasts, monsters.
Okay. Well, no maps, or at least, um, I'm sure some of these probably must be history or accounts of
Yeah, I
the
mean, honestly, I
town.
wasn't expecting, too much of anything, but take what we can get, again, to pass the time until we inevitably need
Find
to
our.
use stick as bait.
Mm. I thought we weren't calling it that anymore. But anyway, I did find these.
Incentive. Perfect.
Incentive, yes.
Incentive. Uh, Whisper will sit and start combing through one of the books, pull it towards him, and
Hooves. We're looking for big hooves.
he's
Big hooves.
he is going to, while he's flipping through,
Mm.
keep an ear, like
Mhm.
leave the door to the library open now that they're like actually doing stuff, but keep an ear out to the rest of the house to see if like anything, maybe just passively,
Sure.
you know, gets his attention.
What's your passive perception?
20.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice.
But he
You
does.
sit down to start to read, and you're like, oh, I should be paying attention here, and you can hear Franklin's voice. And you hear him say, yes, sir, right away. I will take care of this. I cannot believe that they messed up your order. I will make sure that this gets corrected for you. And you hear in the distance also the Count say, yes, thank you, Franklin. I appreciate your assistance. And Franklin's like, it will never happen again. I will double check. And he's like going on, and eventually you're just like, I'm going to tune that out now.
Just fix it.
he looks to Misty May and goes, I don't think it's Franklin. And just continues reading.
Oh no. He seems
Very
real
eager
desperate.
to please.
Very eager to please.
But as you guys read, probably about an hour goes by as you're you're flipping through, but you don't want to go too fast and miss something.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, what is your passive perception for Misty May?
18.
Well, you guys both see all the shit. As you're flipping through Whisper, because you pick up on things a little bit easier. You flip, and obviously you stop and you flip back, and you see a creature, like a depiction, a drawing of a creature that is very large, bipedal, with large antlers coming out of its head and hooved feet. It looks like its skin is just ink black, and you're not sure if that's the drawing or if that's how people imagine it in this folklore. So you pause and you're like, all right, let me actually read this story a little bit more in depth. And it tells the story of the result of men caught between anger and desperation that began to eat others to survive. And if they go through that for too long and they're not able to resolve the not conflict, the anger within themselves, the trauma that they went through, it can cause some people to transform into a man-eating beast called a Wendigo.
Oh. Does it say anything about it being a shapeshifter, a la like a werewolf? Or is it purely like if they succumb to the anger and the transformation, that transformation is permanent?
The folklore isn't specific.
Sure.
It says that the people can transform into that. It doesn't say anything about
Like a back and forth.
transforming.
Mhm.
Yeah, like a back and forth. It doesn't mention it. Doesn't
Okay.
mean it's not possible. It just doesn't say it in that particular story.
Got it. He'll spin the book
Mhm.
around, push it in front of
Mhm.
you, and tap on it.
And she'll quickly scan it, and once she finishes it, be like, well, I feel like we might have run into at least a few folks who might fit that description.
Yeah.
If you guys want to give me a nature check to see what you know about the creature outside of
Yeah. Why not?
Sure.
Do we do nature? I don't think I do that. Nope.
Can certainly try.
Not this kind of nature you don't do.
No. I'm like, no, they should.
Nat
This shit looks normal.
20!
Ooh.
Right.
Hey.
This shit looks
22!
normal. Uh, 17.
Okay. You read through, and this is written as a cautionary tale, so that's why it's not
Sure.
specific. It's to scare you. So
Urban
a
legend.
If you let your
It's an
emotions
urban
get the better
legend.
of you, you're going to descend and become a beast.
Yes. It's scaring children at night. Once you see the word Wendigo and like that triggers something in your brain, particularly for Whisper, that goes, "Oh, I have heard of this before." Fuck. um, because they are known to be bloodthirsty and is that the right word? Almost playful. Like they get a joy out of taunting their meal. And then you think back to what you heard last night of just it didn't get closer.
No.
It just didn't let you rest.
Yeah.
It made sure you knew it was there, or you knew it was there. And you have heard stories of people saying that they think that the Wendigo can disguise itself. But this is not a common creature. Again, it somehow has to be created through those very specific circumstances. So you've never encountered one. You've only
Right.
heard maybe like an urban legend or two, and someone's like, yeah, they can totally like turn back. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whisper's suddenly very grateful for the dome.
Yeah.
He may
Yeah,
talk
we're
shit about like, man, I gotta upgrade this thing to like a
But-
better spell, but oh boy, really
No.
liked it last night. Good
Yeah,
idea.
no, we're gonna need to keep that going on. So, okay. Presume maybe if this is the thing.
He's gonna get up
then-
and close the library door very softly, and sit back down.
Yeah.
Okay.
If this is the thing, we don't have any way of knowing if there's any going on. Do I have a way of knowing if there's something going on? Let's see. I
Cast
don't
detect
think so.
magic.
okay.
Oh shit, I do have that too.
Oh no, I gotta prepare the skills of magic.
I feel like between if we needed to between the two of us, we could cover this whole dang space.
Yeah, I get a 30-foot
Yeah.
sphere.
Yeah.
This place isn't that big.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Um. You go ahead and cast detect magic. You get from the table area. That's kind of actually over, kind of on the, we'll call it south side of the room. There's that table and
mm-hmm.
two chairs. There's a drawer in that table that gives you a ping, a of divination. But you don't get anything else from inside this room. That's it.
What languages do you know?
Common and giant, but he also, you would know he knows comprehend languages.
Hang on. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna jot down my thoughts on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And I will jot them down in Sylvan just in case.
Okay. As soon as he sees the Sylvan,
Mm-hmm.
he'll
What
pull
the fuck swirls.
like on the inside of the brim of his hat is a little rune, and he will touch that. You've seen runes, like there's one on the neck of his bandor, all that. This one is like right behind his ear, but on his hat, and he will pluck that. Kind of pull the magic out and let it kind of fizzle across his face. As the magic settles in his ears and across his eyes, and he will use one of his runes for comprehend language.
Sweet. Yeah, I think she will jot down if someone had a bone to pick with the Count, someone who was wronged by something he did. Does it sound like something a Wendigo, if they were desperate enough and angry enough? Does that type of behavior sound like something they do? Come here, settle in, and then slowly decimate the town?
Pick apart its citizens. Possibly, and he'll kind of like underline possibly.
Play with food.
You would think by now, because how long has this been going on? You told us this last session. It's been going on for like a few months.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these things like to toy with their food, but they haven't attacked anybody close to the Count necessarily.
No.
Why not the girl? Why not Franklin?
They have attacked, well, basically all the people that make this place profitable.
True. But it waits until its prey comes to it. It doesn't seem to... Well, maybe not. Maybe it takes... and we just don't know.
We don't know if any of those people went in with someone else.
That's what's dangerous.
Yeah. We really ought to tell the others.
I think we're done here.
Could be anybody. It could be
Stick. Let's not tell Stick that it's a bloodthirsty, cannibalistic creature quite yet. Stick would probably want to just attack it. You were all ready to be bunny bait, sir. Don't give me that look of offense.
Yeah. Or maybe just not
offended.
tell him the part that it can look like anybody.
Yeah, they'll just start attacking everybody. And that is underlined like a bunch of times.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I'm offended.
It's a solution to the problem, but perhaps not the solution we're looking for.
No. We're kind of trying to prevent the entire town being picked off.
How do you deal with the Wendigo?
Do I remember anything like with that kind of that check? Like,
yeah. You remember that it's not like you have to like salt and burn the bones or anything like that. It's just that they are incredibly strong and agile, so they're just difficult to hunt and kill. But you could hunt and kill it. They can be. You would hunt and kill it like you would any other living creature. You manage to chop off its head, stop blood flow with the
Mm.
heart. Any normal mortal wound will
Mhm.
kill it. The stories just aren't good of people coming back from attempting to do so.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's big, it's strong. It's big, it's
Mhm.
strong, it's fast.
It'll make you earn it.
It's malicious.
It's malicious and it teases you.
You're right, we
It'll
should
fit in well in the Feywild.
certain parts of it anyway, I'm sure. Yeah.
Even
He'll
others. Yeah, well,
head out,
we should
put the books away
put the
where
books
we found
away.
them.
Yep.
Take the
provide
papers
every-
that we have. He'll tuck them in like the inside of his jacket.
burn the room.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Please don't burn
Yeah.
down the library.
No. We they went to the bar.
hmm
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll leave if we pass
Yeah.
anybody. We'll but I don't think Whisper's gonna want to seek anybody out necessarily.
All right, whisper high or low.
I've been rolling low, so low.
As you step out of the library and head back down the hallway so that you can get to the main entrance, because that's the closer one. You're
Yeah.
not gonna backtrack through the entire
Yeah.
freaking house. Coming from a different doorway, kind of at the middle of the hallway, is the Count.
Mm.
He says, good morning. Well, at this point, it is getting close to afternoon. I'm very happy to see that you guys are alive and well this morning, though I worry I don't see your two compatriots.
They are taking full advantage of your hospitality. Down.
I imagine they're probably on at least probably round 3 of breakfast.
Well,
Yeah, just don't throw us under the bus or anything.
But it's so easy.
well, it is very important to eat, you live through that consumption, so it is very important to do so. Uh, was there anything that I could help you with while you were here?
I don't
It's a really weird thing that I didn't hear because I'm not there.
Dick didn't hear it.
I heard it though, and I think it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
The paranoia that sits in when all players start making like fucking connections has hit. Although I know that rolling insight was not
I love
helpful
that you
last time.
you hear stick from across
Yeah.
the town. What the fuck?
Oh,
What the fuck did you just say to me?
insight check him.
Just a voice
It's
from
a
above.
voice like fucking rabbit.
Just a die rolls down in the middle of the room.
Yes, if you would like to insight check him.
Yeah, I will
welcome.
certainly try.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do I do insight? Is that
Yep,
what
nope,
I do?
6.
Sounds-
Well, 8, but still sub 10.
Yep, sounds great.
Okay.
I get it. Like he seems
good.
hospitable.
I mean,
He's
food's important.
He's a person who's just very stoic. Just like last time,
Yeah.
his facial expression just stays pretty much the same as he speaks. Even his tone of voice stays fairly even keeled.
Is he an automaton? He's an automaton, isn't he?
I don't know. You gotta check his bits. I don't know.
And not lifting up his skirt and looking for his like
You can't
butt
just
wire.
Control panel.
Not looking for his battery pack, okay?
But yeah,
Yeah,
he
I get that.
is more than happy that they are able to enjoy a meal. What does bring you by this morning?
Well, Wilhelm offered to bring us up to the library to, now that we've gotten a chance to get a sense of the town, get a sense of, we went kind of to the edge of the forest at least, and a little ways in before it got dark. Get a sense of, wanted to look into a little more about the history, land, creatures, hunting, really anything that could point toward something that could do this kind of damage.
Oh, well, of course you are more than welcome to use the library. Uh, did you find anything? I would hate to think that I missed something this entire time.
Mm, I mean, nothing definitive. I mean, there's lots of large creatures, lots of
Mm,
lots of
Dangerous
vicious
creature.
creatures,
mm.
and problem is that we don't really know enough to know may, what one, if any, it is. I mean, probably not a wolf, which, well, I think everybody else figured out right quick.
Yes, we were able to eliminate that.
Probably not a
Easy
dragon.
answer.
Probably not a dragon either.
I don't believe that that's a thought that crossed our minds. My goodness, I would hate for that to be the option. Well, uh, if you do need to visit the library again, you of course are more than welcome to. If I or myself or I or Wilhelm are not here, I will alert the staff that you are of course welcome to visit if anything else should arise. But have you eaten? It is getting close to lunchtime. If you would like to
We'll
avail
actually
yourself of more.
join our friends, but thank you. We should probably
Uh,
check in on them anyway, make sure they haven't
We've
eaten
left.
everything in
Yeah.
that tavern.
Probably not the eating, the drinking,
Probably
though.
the drinking.
well, I appreciate the care of our most popular tavern
Mm,
in town. So, yes, if there's nothing else that I can be of service of, then I wish you a good day.
As well.
And he heads to the opposite side from the library, head down the hall to a different room. Um, you guys going to continue to head towards the bar?
I think that's smart.
All right. We'll cut back to the bar scene. Um, you guys had a plan to just eat real fast
And
before your
another
jail.
thing.
And you're gonna do some breaking and entering, but Nellie keeps refilling the plate, and so you guys got a little distracted.
Now, every time they refill the plate, we have to get another round because you need something to wash it down with.
Yeah.
Yes. So
It's like the
by the
rules.
yes, them's the rules. So by the time you realize that, oh right, we're gonna go do some breaking and entering, is about the time that the other two get back into town. So as you leave the tavern, the table that you were sitting at decimated with glasses that Nellie was trying to clean up as quickly as she could, but she also had other customers to take care of, and so did James. Um, you leave that behind and see your compatriots walking down the street, heading in your direction.
Oh, good, you're here.
Oh,
We
good.
can't.
You're drunk.
We can't decide if the thing is a weird thing or a devil. But I don't like that teacher guy.
We discussed it. It's got to be
Fucking
one of those two.
fucking nerds.
We're pretty sure it's the teacher. We were going to go break into the school.
Yeah, evidence.
Can I tell, like, how, like,
I mean, Stick's not a big guy and he's been drinking all morning.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not even gonna roll for it.
Oh, we left you guys alone for too long.
You
Perha-
did leave them without
I
supervision.
know. Sam should have known better. Whisper should have known better.
To be fair, Misty
It's
may
not
have
the
gotten
first time this
either,
has
so
happened.
like,
Like 10 out of 10, not the first time this has happened.
Absolutely
no,
not.
no.
Absolutely
They saw the
not.
time on the clock and were like, "Oh shit, we gotta go."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like these two can be alone for like
Mm.
45 minutes an hour. Max.
Mhm.
Before
Any
some-
longer than that is too long.
any
That,
longer than that, and the bad idea turns into like,
it is lubricated by the alcohol that they are consuming, and then it
Mhm.
turns into a good idea. Yeah.
yeah,
And then it turns into an action.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because they are bolstered.
yeah.
And then it turns into a combat.
Or bailing you out of jail.
yeah, yeah.
That only happened one time. The other time we escaped on our own.
There was the time we killed all the people too.
Yeah.
Those
Or is that
goblins
the
tried
same
to
as the
eat
escape?
you.
Goblins are assholes.
Yeah.
Whisper's
Poor
going
guys.
to like
Yeah.
take Stick and just physically rotate him
Mhm.
back towards the bar.
Okay.
We are not going to go drinking. We are going to go give you information. I
Ah.
don't want to do it in the street.
Did you say we're going back for more drinks?
No.
I heard drinks.
Yes, we're going back for more drinks. Let's go. And Whisper heads towards the bar.
As soon as they walk in, Talia just goes, "James, another round, sir."
And he will like try to guide them towards the rooms that we have.
I don't know. I don't trust these rooms.
Well-
Yeah, I can do room service. It's not a problem. James says, and he looks Whisper like dead in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Same page. And yeah, try to get both of these two schmoes upstairs.
These chuckle fucks.
These chuckle fucks.
Maybe this is why Court and I haven't been friends yet.
Yeah.
Right, you guys head up to your rooms. Like the rest of this establishment, you guys didn't actually come up here last
No,
time.
we didn't.
But you open the rooms and you again feel like you don't quite belong. Like, oh, that's a queen size, like 2 queen-sized beds, and you're used to like tiny
The
little
floor.
like twin XL dorm style
Yeah.
beds that are hard and full of straw, and like these are soft and plush. The pillows are perfectly plumped. There's a mint.
Ooh, snacks.
Oh.
Snacks. You eat it wrapper and all. Just
She probably
the
does.
whole thing. Right.
God.
Those dragon teeth cut right through.
I'll do another cast of detect magic
Okay.
just to sweep the room real quick.
Fair enough. You cast detect magic and nothing pings other than like
Our stuff.
each of your friends.
Yeah.
But nothing else.
I love when detect magic does that. Love it.
So could you stand behind me?
you go that
Like-
way?
Back there. Yeah, everyone's
Light up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, damn,
There's
you
that-
guys.
after somebody checks for traps, then you go into the room and everybody else goes back out in the hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Are we gonna wait for James?
No.
Oh.
He'll knock. We think we figured out what it is.
Or at
It's a
least-
devil, isn't it? I knew it.
They fly and have hoofs.
Yeah,
You're not wrong.
Talia, you were right.
I think it's a
No.
Wendigo.
The fuck is a Wendigo?
Wrote the book.
Oh, Wendigo. Minor illusion.
Yes.
Wendigo.
Yes.
It's gonna look like the thing from the book, though, except shrunken down to
5
like
feet.
a 5 foot, basically cardboard cutout.
So like a Halloween decoration.
Yeah, like the thing.
I
you put in your...
draw one of my axes, and my eyes get real big.
It's big. It's hooved. It is strong.
Mean.
It's mean. It well, you know
How do
you
we
get
kill it?
you know how you get real big and mean, and then afterward you come back and you get drunk.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this doesn't come back and get drunk.
What a
That's
waste.
dumb.
No, it's a person who couldn't control their anger. Consumed by their rage.
Mm.
So who's angry in this town?
Or desperate, or but they yeah, they're consumed by it, and then they start consuming.
So what are we supposed to do? Just go up to everybody and ask them if they're angry?
I guess it's the decision we have to make. Do we still try to take it on? We find the monster, it doesn't matter who it is.
True. But we also have a whole dang woods that we would have to search. Whereas with the
I mean,
town, maybe
It found
be-
us.
True, it did. You think if we go in there, it'll just kind of come in and
I
deal
think
with
it
the-
would probably want to
deal with
round
the
two.
problem? I mean, I can't imagine it'd be happy about us being here poking into its business.
And if it lives in that house, it probably figured it out.
Mm.
As much as I would rather deal with it as a human, at least if it's in the forest, it won't attack any of the townspeople. No collateral in the necessarily.
I'm more wondering if, like, well, it would have to go into the forest right now, so it would be. And we said we saw footprints, we saw big hoof prints, and the hoof prints ended right before going back.
Yep.
So it probably turned into somebody and then just walked out.
Probably that teacher.
Why do you say that, teacher?
Because the hoofs disappeared. Like, this thing can shapeshift, right?
Yeah,
Essentially, it can
Well-
disguise itself.
it can
So,
disguise
yeah.
itself. So
Well, the Wilhelm has only been in the town for like a year.
mm,
And the attack started like 6 months ago. He's the only new guy in town. And those hooves disappeared like right near the manor. And who did we then just see coming out?
Yeah, but we were a couple hours behind it. Could have been anyone. You're not wrong. That was my first thought, too.
new guy had to come here, left a cushy job at the university, came here
Decided-
for some reason.
Try and get out of the capital.
Yeah, and
Knowing
if
he
this
was a
thing has
danger.
been
Mm.
if this thing has been essentially hunting townsfolk, he's had 6 months uninterrupted until we got here.
Yeah.
That's probably why he chose this town instead of somewhere else.
Or,
It's a
or
small
maybe,
town out of the way.
I mean, he could also be telling the truth that he
Mm-hmm.
did leave because he wanted a quiet place where he could just relax. Unfortunately,
Pick the wrong quiet
relax.
place.
Relaxing might not be in the cards for him. I mean, does it say it? Do you know if these things get their emotions in check? Can they come back from it, or is it a live
Theoretically,
sort of thing? I mean,
there's,
maybe
hope. Oh, there's always hope.
might not have been malicious when it came here, but something could have happened. Townsfolk, he did seem quite suspicious of him.
But if we're not 100% sure, I don't want to be running around
Oh
town
no,
losing everybody we see.
no, maybe they're all Wendigo.
Again, if we isolate ourselves,
So we're back to plan bait.
it's not really preferable, but unless we know exactly who it is, there's always a risk it'll just hurt somebody else somewhere in the town. Or they'll leave.
That's the bigger thing. Go to the next town, try and settle,
If we let it think that it's
turn into something
routine.
else.
Exactly. We let it think its routine has been uninterrupted. It knows that we're looking for it. We were in the forest. But if we still act like we don't know necessarily what it is, we don't know who it is.
No.
So even if we let it show our cards just a little bit, it may be malicious enough to try and stop us. Play into that.
You down to invite in something hungry and angry?
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's supposedly real strong, real fast,
Real
real
strong, real
nasty.
fast, real nasty.
Strong, fast, and nasty. It doesn't fly
Yeah,
very
we got
well.
one of those.
It's true, actually.
Does not fly. It is killable. It's just mean.
Sorry, we don't have one of those. I'll never die.
It's big too, right? Like big.
You saw the footprints.
Well, yeah, I know, but
But yes, big.
we can make him big.
As big.
Oh, okay.
Dustin, that look at your face.
Well then, so do we go in tonight? I guess. I mean, they know we're researching. They know that we're looking for what might all be in there. So we go in tonight. We get ourselves settled.
Just
Maybe
before, maybe like an hour before sundown.
yeah,
Trace our steps again.
yeah, maybe we go back to the same location and then continue.
Mhm.
Maybe
Maybe
go
we
a
should
cup.
stock up on rations this time and,
Yeah, you guys could maybe
drinks.
bring a little bit with you. Maybe get some to-go cups this time. And
Maybe
I
they
was
have
thinking
big
maybe
ones.
maybe we go a little early because if we are gonna, well, try and call this thing into us,
We
it'd be
should
nice
know
to pick
the.
area,
Yeah,
pick a spot that might be.
gives us a little bit of room.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would really suck to, you know, get down there, find it, and then find ourselves facing a wall.
Perhaps that area we found the ribcage.
Big clearing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not clearing really, but space.
Clear enough. Far enough away from the town.
Yeah.
But he'll try and assist. And if we can't
Mm-hmm.
overcome it, then we have an escape plan of some sort. I can get two of us away pretty quickly. and make a third fly.
I mean, I
Or
could
just cast
move.
Tiny Hut.
And then we have 8 hours to find
And
it.
then we have 8 hours to figure it out.
I mean, I think we'll be all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's our plan.
Yeah. So our plan is to basically just go in there and tease it.
Low intelligence
Sorry.
party. Yes. That's
Entice
what
the
we're
beast.
doing.
All right.
It's a
So
great
before
plan,
we
guys.
go, are we just gonna go like walking around town telling everybody, "Hey, we figured it out. We know what it is. We're gonna go kill it now."
No, I think just letting it think we're either it's somebody we haven't interacted with since we figured it out,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna go hunting
Mm-hmm.
and come across us naturally, or it's somebody we've already crossed paths with. They think they may or may not suspect us, and they decide to take care of the problem.
Maybe it's that guy's daughter, the accountant.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
I mean, maybe she.
It
Well,
took
Maybe
me a
it's the
second.
accountant.
The count.
Oh
I
God.
mean-
Okay.
I did the same thing. I was like,
Wait.
yeah, the accountant. It's been a week. I don't know. My brain is mush. Sure, I bought it. The count.
Sure, why not?
He counts stuff.
Nope. Not a Muppet.
Nope.
Mm.
That's-
One, two, two angry men.
Oh no, we're gonna have to.
These two need to
What's the
sober
finale?
up too.
Yeah.
So
but
I think
we should.
we will.
So what, are we napping or something until dark?
Yeah, I think so.
Like,
We got a
yeah,
couple
maybe
hours.
we got a
Mhm.
got a couple hours. We can head
Take a
out a
short
couple
rest.
hours before sunset.
Yeah.
Get in there, get settled, take a look around, see if anything else was left.
Yeah, I like it.
Ooh, maybe make sure there's none of those plants. We did leave some bits behind.
Yep.
Okay. So plan is sober up / short rest, and
Yeah.
then a little bit before sunset, you'll head out into the woods to set yourself up where you want to be.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you guys? Is there anything else you want to do in town before that heading out, or you're just going to keep a low profile until you feel the time is right to head out?
Whisper's all about
Are you
keeping
breaking
the
and entering anywhere?
Yeah, Whisper's gonna let them do whatever. He's all about the low profile as it is, like naturally. So if you guys decide that that's what you want to do, have at
No, I was gonna break in just to like confirm that he was the guy, but if we have a different plan to lure him out, then that's fine too.
Okay. Since it is just about 10 o'clock, we will go ahead and end it here tonight. Everyone gets their short rest, has
Hey.
a chance to sober up, and you will be heading into the
Boo.
woods next time.
Next week, we kill a Wendigo.
Woo, or it kills us.
And along the way, we just talk really loudly about how we're gonna fuck it up.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, Wendigo suck. What
Suck.
a bitch.
They're the worst. Not even worth it.
You know what I heard about Wendigos? They're bitches.
Like, man,
Yes,
this is gonna
I'm
be the-
sure this will turn out well.
Yeah, it'll be
It's
just
gonna be
fine.
like,
Listen,
yeah,
low
we got-
int
Be
party.
like, man, it's gonna be like
Mhm.
the easiest money we have ever made.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
All right,
Think about how much
friends.
beer you can buy.
All right. Well,
Alrighty.
thank you, Internet, for stopping by.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will see you again next week to conclude this story. So most
Yes.
likely, unless these guys do something crazy, but most likely conclude this story
One
so
way
that
or
we can
another.
be so we can be fresh and ready for Extra Life shortly thereafter. So you'll
Yay.
see a lot of us
Yeah.
next week.
Yes. Woohoo! Thanks, everyone.
Right.
Bye.
Good night, Internet.
Okay,
Good
bye.
night.